100. 100. Well, we got to figure out.
What if I just kind of 100?
Wait. Well, yeah. I like when you go high.
100.
It's not bad. 100.
100.
100. 100. Oh, that's good. 100.
Well, I'm not mad at that, yeah. Ding, 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 ding.
100th episode.
My voice is off. Hit it.
Welcome to the 100th episode. We're so glad you're here. It's looking like 2016 could be a... No, hold on. Let's try it this way. Yeah. Welcome to the 100th episode. We're really glad you're here. The guy on the plane who sat next to me drank 3.5 beers. As he twitched and made noises, I knew he had shit between his ears. He had fat on the top of his hands and even the back of his head. And when I looked down and saw he took his shoes off, I thought, what the heck do you have to eat to put fat on your fucking feet? Welcome to the 100th episode. We're so glad you're here. It's looking like 2016 could be a scary year. Terrorists and ISIS, refugees and crisis. God, we need some
niceness.
Who the fuck will guide us? So when it gets too much, you start to feel the crunch, and you're about to blow your lid. Grab your phone and tune into the Fighter and the Kid. Welcome to the 100th episode. To our fans, 3 cheers. Black rhinos dying, children crying. What a scary year. And when it gets too much to take, just put us in your ears. It's the 100th episode. We took you down the road, so arch your back, bulldog, dog, you nuts. Bite my sock, I'll punch your butt.
Well,
yeah,
hey,
fucking
easy,
bite my
easy.
sock, I'll punch your butt. Huh.
Easy, too much, man.
Sorry, man.
Jeez.
Sorry. All right.
Jeez, man.
I got a little...
Licorice Scopa's delish.
What?
All our sponsors have made us rich.
Whoa, all right, well, take it easy.
Buy Tesla, do TRT. Shave your head and drink my pee.
Hey, bro.
What, bro?
Hey.
What?
Hey,
I was just trying to throw
that is not a lyric.
No, I was trying to throw my two
Are you
cents.
saying, so you're telling me I should buy a Tesla, do TRT,
and drink
testosterone replacement,
drink your piss.
shave my fucking head and drink your piss?
You want to be a fighter
How
or
would
not?
that be a good... I don't want to be a fighter. We've established I'm not a fighter.
Ruin the song?
God damn it.
I'm sorry.
Let's try it again.
Sorry,
so welcome
man.
to the 100th episode. We're so glad you're here. Let's make it a great year. Fuck the haters and the baiters. The fighter and the kid are here. Yeah, can't tame a zebra. We're cock crazy fools. Turbo sluts with big fat butts. 50 Cent is in our clique. Couldn't understand a word he said. Rappaport, go eat a dick. Let's beat Reebok with a stick. If they release any more fighter kids, I bullied you when you cried, you fucking baby.
Hey! Too much, man. Were you rapping anything?
I don't know, yeah.
Is that the 100th episode rap?
I fucking decided to write a bunch of shit.
Too much, man.
I wrote a bunch of shit.
I'm not mad at it.
About what we
Did
were
you try
thinking about.
recapping all the important things?
I can't really write a song, can I? I mean, at
You
the end
talked
of the
shit
day,
about Reebok's fight kit. You talked about
Yeah.
me retiring. You bullied me.
Yeah.
You went over 50 Cent.
I was just trying to go through all the shit that we went through this year.
It's a big year for us, my man. A lot of changes.
Well, here's the thing. Like,
I don't even have a career anymore. A lot of changes.
I get a text
Britt
from...
killed a guy.
I got a text from Rogan, and he, you know, because we're so close, and I've known him for 20 years. He goes, dude, I just sold 5,000 tickets in Denver.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
he's amazed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happy for him, and I know he trusts me that he can tell me that stuff because I celebrate with him. We've been on this journey, and I was like, dude, I thought I did have a pause where I was like, God damn, he's selling 5,000 tickets, and
You're gonna shit on our tour?
well, and we're doing well, but we ain't
Well, I
selling
called
5,000
you.
tickets.
5,000. I mean, you're talking about you're a mega star.
But here's
You're
what I
doing
want.
rock
Here's the
star
message.
shit.
Here's the message to everybody. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't do that. It's a really bad idea because it means nothing. What you do is compare where you were a year ago to where you are today. That's
we're
a
just
much
starting
better way
on
to
this
do it.
journey.
Yeah.
But I called you to give you the updated Firing the Kid West Coast tour numbers, right?
And I started
they're
shitting
good.
on him.
Well, we both started shitting on him. He goes, Rogan just sold 5,000 tickets. I go, yeah, I know. I saw that. It's Rogan. He's a superstar. And I just got done reading this article on Kevin Hart in Rolling Stones about how it's the most successful tour of all time.
Yeah,
he
sold tickets on the moon. On the moon. They're on the moon.
They're not 90 tours in one tour. It's the most profitable tour of all time. Granted, his production's like $3 million a show. It's like this big production. And they're talking about all this stuff going into it. So I call Bryan to go over numbers, and they're good for us. They're good. We're selling out.
Thank Kevin Hart.
Seattle and Portland. They're 800 seat stadiums, and we're getting there, man. We're about to sell those bitches out.
Not stadium,
arenas, theaters. Yeah.
Theater,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. For us, well, to me, it's an arena.
Yeah.
So, anyways. So I'm calling Bryan, then Bryan goes, yeah, Rogan's selling 5,000. Yeah, I know. Man, I just read this Kevin Hart. We both shitted on our progression. Right now.
And you should never do that.
And then you go, hey, man. I go, what? You go, we're both shitting on our story right now. I went, yeah,
exactly.
That's what we do.
And you don't want to do that. It's good to push yourself.
We're not Kevin Hart and Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
Kevin Hart's, the biggest comic in the world. Dude. And then Joe Rogan's Joe Rogan.
Right. And you know what? You know what? I'm still young. I'm 49
You still got a lot of time
I got a lot of time left
earth.
Before my prostate has to be checked and I have to go on. I have to wear diapers. And the thing is that this is exactly where I wanted to be.
You got this, man.
Yeah, it's fine. You always want to compare where you were versus where you are.
Well, you
don't do that shit.
With you and I, there's it's tough to compare to anyone because we're competing against ourselves. There's no other tandem like us out there.
You should always, and by the way, you should always compete against yourself.
Hell
I
yeah.
actually believe that.
Every morning when you wake up, that's the competition.
Competing with other people is, I mean, if you're an athlete, I get it, but you're still kind of always competing
even as
with
an
yourself.
athlete,
You're still competing with yourself.
Yes.
You want to do better than you did last time. You want to be better.
Well, but the thing is, if you're always comparing, like if we always compare ourselves to Joe Rogan and Kevin Hart, you're never going to be happy.
Yeah.
It's a different
And
animal.
I know a lot of successful people
who are never happy.
And the reason they're never happy, and I've talked to them about it, and I don't want to mention names, but believe me, I know them. They're successful. I've had long talks with them. And the biggest issue is that they are always comparing themselves to the guy in front of them. Mm-hmm. And it's like, come on, man. Mm-hmm. And I've seen it. I've seen it with, really successful people.
Yeah, they're always trying to fill that void, or they're always comparing themselves
actors
to someone
else.
else.
Famous actors do it all the time. They go, why is Ray Liotta's like, why is Denzel Washington getting all those roles? Denzel Washington is like, why am I not directing that? It's always, I see it all the time.
But also, I'm in the boat of
there's
nothing wrong with healthy competition too.
There's nothing wrong with healthy competition.
But you can't shit on the competition. You know what I'm saying?
But also, everybody has their own journey, and also, it's not. You can't do that. Like, for example, Amy Schumer. Amy Schumer is killing it, and she's a great person. Are you going to compare her comedy with my comedy? It's just different.
Well, no, it's apples and oranges.
It's apples and oranges. So for me to go, Amy is selling out on what? No. No.
A lot of comics hate on Amy, though. I see.
Yeah, I don't do that.
It's a bummer.
I don't like hating on anybody because, by the way, it does no good. What good does it do?
No, it's your own insecurities why you hate on people.
I don't even say bad things about people quietly to myself. I don't like that habit, and I don't like that mindset.
No, because I know if I'm hating on, there's a reason why I'm hating on something. It's usually because I'm jealous.
I get mad at lies and injustice. So when Donald Trump says, I personally saw thousands of Muslims in New Jersey cheering, and George Stephanopoulos and the police chief in Jersey, in Patterson, was like, that's a complete fucking falsehood. They exhausted all the news clips, and they talked to all the people. There was no cheering. That's a lie. And guess what Donald Trump does? He doubles down. That's the kind of shit that makes me mad, when people lie and they try to put other people down to get ahead. You see that a lot with people.
Well, especially in the presidential debate.
Yeah, and I think it's gross.
I'll tell you what pisses me off. You know what drives me fucking bonkers? Holidays, especially Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And you know what the worst part of Thanksgiving? I know I sound like the Grinch right now. Turkey. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Turkey sucks. I don't want your fucking turkey. Driest bird in the world. Can't even fly. The least coolest bird in the world. Why do you think we eat them? Because they're easy to catch.
Dude.
Think about it.
I couldn't agree more.
Even penguins fucking take off when you try and chase them.
Yeah.
Turkey. Why don't we eat a penguin for Thanksgiving?
Well, as a guy who's hunted turkey, I have to say that the wild turkeys are very elusive because apparently this is what they said. They go, a 3-year-old turkey in the forest, that's an old turkey. Turkeys die. They come and they die all the time. They're just there to die. Everything eats them. Everything wants to eat them, and they're like ah! So when you hunt them, you got to cover your face. You got to cover your body because the minute they see even your face, they're like ah! Man, and they run away, right? And so you have to call them in. But it's true, they can't
you're
fly.
talking about a wild turkey.
Yeah.
I'm talking about fucking
domestic turkeys.
Boston market.
Their tits are so big.
They've
They've bred them to have the biggest tits in the world. Their tits are so fucking big that they can't really walk very well.
They can't. They're just shit birds, man.
Listen, I can't believe you're saying this because, like, I've never.
I thought
had
I was
going
to be the minority here.
Turkey to me is like frisbee. When you play frisbee, you're like, let's go play frisbee. 1 minute into frisbee, you're like, this is fucking boring, dude. The wind's taking the fucking thing. Hey, you want to throw another frisbee? Let's do something else. When I eat turkey, I'm like, this is I'll eat bread. How about you got any Wonder Bread? It's the same shit.
You got bread and peanut butter? Fuck a turkey, man.
Yeah.
Turkey's the chalk. It's the chalk of the bird. It's chalk.
It's
white
bird.
chalk. It's not very juicy. Hey, man, Thanksgiving, fuck you.
Dude,
I'm sorry, man.
Bro.
I never liked Thanksgiving. I like football. I like how there's football played on Thursday. Other than that, man, I mean, a good cranberry sauce, I guess. I could take it or leave it.
I like stuffing. My mother makes an Italian stuffing with acorns and wild boar sausage.
Goddamn.
I got to tell you.
Well, now you're talking about an exotic stuffing.
Oh.
But when you talk about that stovetop stuffing.
Fuck off.
And then I got a
Ritz cracker
can
shit.
of cranberry.
fuck
Guess who's
off.
not coming home for Thanksgiving, Pops?
See ya.
Ya. Start my own. You know what I'm having? Big Brown's having a pizza at his house. Fuck your traditional Thanksgiving meal. It's so boring.
Do you want to know?
I like pecan pie, though.
Do you want to know what's so excruciating? And I don't know why this is so terrible.
What's that?
Thanksgiving, right? You haven't eaten. Everybody piles their plate on. Wait, hold. And then you're just sitting there, and it's like you're hungry, and it's just a big. I got sweet potatoes.
I feel sick.
I got stuffing. I got tryptophan laced turkey.
Cranberry.
Tryptophan makes you go to sleep.
Yeah.
I got dress. And then I'm waiting, and everybody has to sit down, and somebody has to say grace.
Oh, dude.
And when I got to wait for grace, I feel
bro.
like it's the longest wait in the world. I'm like, And there's always a guy who's like, Lord, please bless this turkey. Bless everybody here. And also bless the children in the world that can't afford turkey. And another thing. And you're like, dude, can you hurry up with the long grace?
Dude, my grandma, I barely see her. I see her just on Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not this year. See ya. Just remix. Big Brown's not coming home anymore. So we would sit down and we did have to wait to say grace. My family's not very religious. We pray twice a year.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, Christmas when her ass is around.
Yeah.
We all have to join hands.
Yep.
I have to grab my brother's sweaty, moldy hand.
I'm not touching
and
his
he's
hand.
all
Oh,
and he's squeezing.
I
You
don't
know how
like
brothers
grabbing
do,
a man's
squeezing.
hand.
No, we don't do that. So it's weird. And then my dad just says some off the top vanilla prayer, just like, thanks for, he didn't think about it at all. He's just kind of like, dear baby Jesus, thanks for blessing us with the turkey, and it's good to see Jay, and shout out to Bren for coming in town over there. And it's just so like, shout out to Bren for dropping by this evening. It's good to see you, and we're just blessed to have this turkey and ham. God damn it, Dad.
Man.
I was so bored. And then this is the worst. This is the worst part of Thanksgiving. Everyone sits down after grace, huh? Oh, my God. Everyone sits down, and everyone goes, oh, these green beans. Deborah, how did you do it? Oh, my God, these mashed potatoes. Oh, Peter, did you make the cranberry sauce? It's like, hey, everyone, quit honey dicking my dad and stepmom. We've all had this basic ass Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it goes around, and it gets to me and my brother. I'm like, fuck, everyone's picked everything on the thing. And I'm like, Dad, I love what you've done with the yard, and it's winter. There's snow. You know, it's
I love what you've done with the yard.
Hey, Dad, I just remixed. I'm like, hey, Dad, you've been working out or fuck, man.
Dad,
Bless you guys.
The way you trim those hedges into shapes is amazing.
Dad, this honey baked ham that you picked up from the store an hour ago was delicious.
Dad, did you loom this tablecloth? It's really beautiful.
Man, hey, Dad, how much was this house, by the way? How much did you pay for this house? I got nothing,
These
man.
chairs are like sitting on clouds.
My brother's not. Well, I'm nice to my brother. My brother just goes, yeah, what can you do?
Yeah,
Nothing.
doll
Shark
smile.
eyes, doll smile. Doesn't say
smile.
anything.
Nah.
He just goes, yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, he just smiles through his
But
food.
it's just like this cookie cutter moment where everyone's bullshitting their way. The food's never that great.
Yeah.
My fat ass can't wait for the pecan pie and coffee.
Here-
It's all I'm thinking about.
Do you guys even know what Thanksgiving symbolizes? 'Cause
It's the pilgrims and Indians, right? It's the
Kinda.
meal to be like, hey, man, my bad. We're going to take over America now. Let's eat this dry ass turkey.
Well, that's actually no. but
No?
not
Not even
really.
close?
No, but I mean, I love that we don't even know what it's about, really.
No, you-
like I kind of
holidays
do.
you don't.
I think what it is is that the Pilgrims were starving, and the Native Americans came and gave. It was a wintertime, and they gave them food, and they brought them food, and it kept them alive.
And it was a turkey.
And so it was a tradition.
Was
where
it
they
a
were
turkey,
yeah,
though?
it was a turkey, and and a bunch of stuff. So the legend goes that the Native Americans kept them alive. So really, it should be. Thank you, Native Americans, for keeping us alive. I think that.
So why don't we all dress
that's
up like Indians? How
Dude,
much
look
cooler
up,
would that
look
be?
up what Thanksgiving is, please.
How much cooler would that be if we all dressed up like Indians
Right.
and then killed some shit?
Well, now see, you already look like you're Native American, but also
I know, that's why
so
I'm
does your
down to
dad.
do it.
But also, I'm sure that since we live in such a politically correct environment, everybody would freak out. Like in what was it, Missouri? Were they mad at Halloween costumes?
Oh, yeah. It's so certain places Halloween costumes
So people
are
will
banned.
go on hunger strikes if they don't like the Halloween costume.
Yeah,
they're wearing.
but we're balls deep in candy on Halloween. But we can't kill a turkey, and a big-titted turkey.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, when we shot a turkey, when Rogan shot a turkey, I should say, and I was there,
And you watched.
and when we ate it,
Did it taste any different than Boston Marcus
it tasted
turkey?
just like turkey.
If you go to a restaurant and order turkey, you're never hanging out with me again. Because you can get that anywhere. It's
Yeah.
like ordering chicken. It's all the fucking same, man.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time or the restaurant's
I'm not
time.
getting turkey at a restaurant.
So how would you remix your holiday?
Well, I did have a smoked turkey. Bob Babb.
Smoked turkey with a nice hot sauce is nice.
Yeah, my in-laws' very dear friend is a great guy named Bob Babb. Bob Babb, is that his last name?
Bob
Anyway,
Babb.
yeah. Anyway, I think
making
I
this
don't think
up?
it's Babb, but let's just say it's Babb.
I
don't
like
think
it.
is, but
Bob Babb. BB.
But Bob basically smokes a turkey, and let me tell you, smoked turkey is not bad. And I said, I got to get me a smoker, and he
all
goes, you got to, and he can actually say a grace. Some people just know how to do a grace. Like he makes everybody stand up, and we're all forming a circle, and he'll lead. He's a big old Texas boy, and he'll lead.
Religious Texas
Those
boy.
big old Texas boys.
They get down.
Oh, they get down on a grace.
See, people are listening to this like, what the fuck is Shab talking about? My Thanksgiving meal is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's fine. In my household, it's not great. My dad's going to listen and hurt his feelings. He knows this. I don't come home anymore. I'm going to make my own meals.
You're not a sentimental guy. You don't like vacation because it stops everything. You like to work.
Yes.
I see that with you.
I don't like holidays.
And I'm very similar.
All right. I can't.
You don't know anybody you know very few people who have a shelf life for the most beautiful beaches in the world. You put me on in Tahiti, Bora Bora. People save their whole life up.
Keep it.
And I'm sitting there going, oh boy, if I don't play at least a competitive game of volleyball here, and I
Something.
need a mission. I cannot just sit around. I go
neither, man.
fucking crazy.
Holidays drive me crazy.
When I was a young guy,
because-
vacation was just for me and my boys to pick up girls.
and wild out.
That was it.
Now,
What
as
girls
you're
can we pick
older,
up?
I agree, man. Now that I'm older, holidays, nah, man. Like people count down to it. I get that because you've been working 9 to 5. I get that. But if you don't have a 9 to 5, man, holidays just mean busier roads, more time we got to spend talking to family, and it just fucking up my day.
I just think
Like
I
people
get
go,
nervous
oh,
when I'm not
what are you
building
doing on
something.
Thursday?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Everyone else is shut the fuck down. I don't get it.
It all comes down to what you like to do. It all comes down to having fun.
And it ain't sitting around stuffing my face with a dry ass bird bullshitting about topics with people I really see once a year.
Well-
Because if we actually gave a fuck about each other, you just wouldn't call me on a holiday.
Well-
Hey, really quick, we're not that close if I see you once a year. So let's not do this. If you gave anyone I give a fuck about, I talk to just not over turkey or over Christmas. You know what I'm saying? If you have to wait till I come home to Denver to play catch up, I don't care about you. Does that make sense?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, my dad's gonna.
I wish you guys could see his face.
I'm dead serious. My dad's gonna hate me.
I don't care about
You know what I'm saying? It's so weird to me. If you wait to call Big Brown on his birthday, if you call me once out of the year, don't call me.
Can I ask you a question?
We're not friends.
Have you ever had, this is really tough, you ever have a relative die and not care?
Not care.
That's a terrible question.
It's a terrible
You don't have to answer that question. But you know
what?
that there are plenty of people who are like, he did?
Oh, man. And
Damn
I'm
it.
sure they're listening.
When's the funeral? I'm fucking busy.
Dude, my dad has, I think, 12 or 14 brothers and sisters. Well, I'm only close to maybe 2 of them.
Yeah.
My Aunt Sophie I love, and then my Uncle Pat.
Out of sight, out of mind, man.
Other than that, if I got a text during the show right now, like, hey, 8 out of the 12 died, I'm like, oh, shit.
I
keep on keeping on.
When my father's father,
crazy. Hand me that donut.
When my dad's dad died, he didn't like his dad very much.
Really?
No, and I go, when was the last time you had a conversation with your dad? And he goes, I was 13. And I go,
That's how your dad talks,
I go,
dude.
oh, yeah. I go, oh. And he goes, yep. And then when he died, he was 84. And I go, it was awkward. And I go, sorry about your dad. And he goes, okay. He goes,
goddamn.
I go,
Cold-blooded killer.
I go, yeah. I go, it must be weird, huh? And he goes, he's 84.
It's like, well.
He just kept walking. I was like, God damn it, that's a bad relationship.
Dude, when my grandma died, who I was very close to, my grand died, I was in camp for Mitrione. She died 3 weeks before I fought Matt Mitrione in Toronto. Not many people knew. And all the family went back, it's my grand. Everyone's super close with her. And I was like, God, do I miss training? Do I miss training to go to this funeral? She already passed away. And I thought, what would she want? My grand would have been like, no, fuck no. Don't fly out to Denver, miss training. This fight's too important.
Yes.
So I didn't come. I talked to my mom, and I talked to, my brother, but the family was pissed I didn't come.
Right.
But me knowing my grandma knowing dad, she would have been like, no, fuck no, don't come. What?
Yeah.
I'm already dead. What are you going to do?
I was really close to my mother's mother, very close. And she was like my mother. And when she died, I remember I was doing a play.
Your mother's mother? Your grandma.
That's my grandma.
Yeah, call her grandma.
That's my grandma. That's my grandma Rose. And I was very close to her.
Where
I was
is
very close to my grandfather, too. He was the best. But when my
dad's dad?
Yeah, but I remember when my grandmother died, I remember I was doing a play in Sacramento. And I just thought to myself how lucky I was. She was 83. And she had a great life. And I remember saying, I got to do a play tonight, and I'm going to focus on how lucky I was that I had such a great relationship with her. And it was the same thing with my grandfather. It was really interesting with my grandfather. I have a weird thing with death, And he died. My father said, "How you doing?" I said, "Good." He goes, "So, I got to tell you something." I said, "What?" He goes, "Your grandfather died yesterday on the operating table." And I said, and I went, "Oh shit!" And my heart started beating fast. But
Yeah,
I kind
for
of
sure.
but I also I didn't cry because I was like, again, I had an amazing time with him, and he was an amazing guy. So I was very lucky. I felt lucky I even had a grandfather, right? Yeah. But the next day, I got to work out with Jimmy Burke, and I can't fucking move. Like I can't. I was like, my whole body, I can't even touch my toes. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like I literally, everything was
Stiff.
I was so
Stress.
stiff, it was ridiculous.
Stress.
And Jimmy goes, "Hey, dude, how about the fact that you said goodbye to somebody you've known your entire life yesterday?
Yeah.
You fucking cyborg." And
Yeah.
it didn't occur to me. It manifests itself in my body.
Somehow, right?
Yeah, because I was pushing it down,
Hey, you know what my favorite part is? People that go, I don't do well with funerals. Oh, really? I know a guy who does great with them. Oh, really? I got a guy who fucking...
I don't do well with
bro,
funerals.
Everyone says that. I don't do well with death, man. Oh, crazy. My brother fucking loves it, man. I got a guy who celebrates the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
I caught myself saying the same thing. I don't do well with funerals. And I thought to myself, well, who does?
Yeah.
You kind of just got to man up and do it.
I think those things are moments in your life. I watched my father give a speech about his mother, and he was very close to his mother. He always said, "I'm successful because my mother treated me like I was the second coming." And he made this really awesome, but he made a man speech. You know when a man gets up and there's no emotional, but he just makes an honorable speech?
From the heart?
Like from the heart?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, the whole place is listening to him, and he's talking about, you raised me to be a man, believe in myself. You always put food on the table. And he finally stopped, and he goes like this. He goes, "Goodbye, mother." Dude, the whole place literally started, the whole place started crying. When he just
Goodbye,
stopped like a
mother.
man, he goes, "Goodbye, mother."
Did he cry?
He stopped.
Because he caught himself.
He stopped. He went,
God dang, your dad is
he's a
fucking
badass.
gangster.
He's a gangster.
Not me.
And then he went on. Dude, the whole place fucking started crying. It was an amazing moment.
Dude,
Because he was allowing us to have the emotion. And all he was doing was honoring this man who's honoring his mother. And that taught me a lot about what it is to be a man when I was...
Dude, I had a buddy in high
guy.
school who died in a drunk driving accident. He was asleep in the back, and his two buddies were driving, and they crashed into a pole, and he went through the car into the pole and died. And I went to him and his brother were good friends of mine when we were in summer school and YMCA. We played sports together, whatever. So I've known him for a while in high school. He played lacrosse. I was on the lacrosse team. We weren't that close in high school, but we're buddies. So when he died, I went to his funeral. Boy, you would have thought he was my brother. I was crying like fucking, people were like, turn around like, good God, man, fucking relax. Snot bubbles. I don't do well with it, man.
Well,
at all.
there's something about saying goodbye.
But this thing, his brother was in prison. His younger brother's in prison. They let him out to go to the funeral. He comes in shackles.
Oh, no.
This is Aurora, Colorado, by the way. Comes in shackles.
What had he done?
Chained. I have no idea. Chained feet, chained hands.
That's a real criminal.
Orange jumpsuit.
Oh, that's not good.
People lead him in there, and he's all, hey, hasn't been out in a grip. So he's like, hey, how's it going? Seeing what's up with the family. Sees his brother.
Dude.
Why? Tears. Fighting people off. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Terrible.
Oh, by the way, your brother died and you're going back to jail.
This is the thing, though. You got to, try to make light out of a shitty situation. Well, when he died, he, hit the pole probably head first, and his neck was, fucking Death Becomes Her style. Neck was fucked up. Someone decided to have an open casket.
Yeah.
Hey, man, probably not the best idea, because he's like this in the casket, neck's out to here.
Really?
But they tried putting almost a turtleneck on him.
Yeah.
Hey, man, can't hide the protruding bone out of the turtleneck. And it was just I was like, well, you can't do that.
Yeah.
You for sure
That's,
can't do that. How about we shut this thing?
Yeah.
That was the worst part.
Open caskets are very eerie because I saw my grandfather in an open casket and I was like, well, doesn't look anything like him, ladies and gentlemen.
No, the life's gone.
Do you know how they do it?
They're cold. They're fucking cold.
Yeah.
Like a fucking fish fillet.
Do you know how they do it?
How they kill him?
Well, not how they kill him, but how they give you an open casket, like what they do to the body.
They put makeup on it, right?
Yeah, but they suck all your
fluids
out, including your intestines and everything, your heart, your organs, and then they fill you with a fluid. I think a formaldehyde fluid.
Yeah, because they stink too, and they're.
Yeah, and then they put makeup and all that wax and all that stuff on you. But it's what a mortuary does.
How about that job?
Well, how about my acting teacher who told the whole class? He said, when my mother died, I saw a dude come out of where she was, and she hadn't been treated yet. She was still dead, and he came out pulling his pants up. I'm not joking.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to God. And he goes, and I knew, here's what he said to the class. He goes, I knew he had fucked my dead mother. And I'm not joking. And we all, see how it's quiet in this room right now? You see how you guys are all looking at me? That's how 80 of us were. We all went. And what he was trying to do is explain to us that there is perversion in the world that you don't understand.
Yeah, that's another dimension.
As an actor, you're going to play those characters. And you have to figure out how to play those characters. And he looked at that dude, and that dude looked at him, and he was all sweaty. The guy was sweaty. Like he was
The guy was doing work.
Yes, he was doing work.
Dick that dead body down.
That's right. And by the way, apparently not very uncommon, necrophilia. And I'm sorry to say this, and all due respect to anybody who has a mortuary, because I'm sure they're very good people, and it's a family business.
But you're creepy.
No, but I'm sure that there are people that volunteer to work in a morgue. Some people,
because they want to have sex,
I would imagine, might be drawn to the way certain pedophiles are drawn to working with kids. Some people are drawn to working with dead bodies.
And that's why they sign up for the gig.
And that's why they sign up for the gig. And that is not, I'm not the first person to say that. I am not the first person to come up with that theory. That is something
I haven't really talked about it, but since you brought it up, yeah, man.
Yeah. That's a thing for people.
Do you whoop that guy's ass for fucking your mom's dead body?
I mean,
it's kind of like, all right.
How about this? It's not even like that big a crime. It's like the misuse of a dead body, like the statute.
You're not getting
the statutory laws on that are strangely ambiguous.
Rightfully so. I hate to be shitty about it, but the guy he shouldn't do 10 to 20 for fucking a dead body.
I mean, not really. It's just
And what do you do? Like if that guy
weird
walks
perversion.
out sweating, pulls his pants up, I don't know if I whoop his ass. I think I just go, damn, you're creepy. I think I'm just like, yeah, all right.
You know what I mean?
What are you gonna do?
I mean, I hate to say it, but these are the difficult conversations we have to have
man,
on the fighter
this
and
is
the kid.
a difficult conversation.
These are the conversations we have to have on the fighter and the
do?
kid. You know, I have so much sympathy for the strange and the crazy.
I've never thought about this in my entire life till now.
I know, but you know it happens. You know it goes on, and there are real freaks out there. And so, I mean, what are you going to do? As long as you're not hurting a living creature,
It's dead.
it's dead. I mean, I don't want you near me, and you probably are going to catch necritis or necrosis or whatever.
What kind of
all those-
STD
You can
does?
get crazy bacteria.
What kind of STD does that
You can get
Undertake dick
flesh-eating
have?
bacteria. You can get necrosis or necritis or whatever. So you can actually catch a terrible bacteria.
Skeleton crabs. That's what they call it. Skeleton crabs.
No, you can get a
Oh,
flesh-eating
you
bacteria.
got that ghost gonorrhea? Yeah, man. How'd you get that? Fucking dead bodies. What are we doing for the 100th episode? What are we doing?
Dude, you got to push
No.
the envelope. We're pushing the envelope.
This might be the 100th episode. Finding the Kid got canceled because they're talking about ghost gonorrhea and spider
the
crabs.
fucked up thing is this is life.
Is it, though?
Life. This is something that happens in the world. And by the way, psychiatrists and psychologists have to deal with this kind of shit. You know
what? If I had to pick my poison, I'd rather them have fucking dead bodies than little boys.
Of fucking course.
Right? Because
Of course.
they're not. God, this is horrible. They're not hurting anybody. So far, if
Well, besides the living, I mean,
how are they hurting the living?
well, I don't want you desecrating my loved one's fucking dead body.
Yeah, I
If
don't want you.
catch
I don't want
doing
you
that, I'm
fuck
gonna
starting
cut your
my
fucking
dead
head
grandma's mouth.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
like. All right.
All right, you know what?
You know what? You know what?
Did you have to?
I'm gonna stop
Why
myself.
do you have to get so
I'm
detailed?
gonna stop myself.
Why do you have to get so detailed?
Hey,
I'm trying to have a
I
scientific
apologize.
conversation.
Hey, I apologize.
And you always have to say, bulldog your nuts.
No,
and
you
said
did.
you just said on the 100th episode, fuck my dead. I can't even say it out
I
loud.
can't even either. You know what?
It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
You hate on Thanksgiving.
I fucking
and now
hate
you have to
turkey.
take
Well, that's where we were
necrophilia
headed.
to another detailed level.
That's not me. That's someone else saying that about their grandma.
Oh, who was it?
I'm saying if I was that guy.
I understand.
You know what? It's too much.
It's so weird though, right?
Across the line.
And people do it with animals.
Dead animals?
Of course. What do you think? How about this?
Hey, bro. Humans, I get dead animals. He's like, hey, Jimmy, we got one of those ginger cats here tonight, and he's thick. Yeah, no, he passed away just a moment ago.
Yeah.
Why don't you come by around, I don't know, 10 tonight?
Yeah.
Let's fuck this cat.
Let's fuck this cat.
Hey, Jimmy, we got a wiener dog, man. Real nice ass.
I worked a deal out with the vet. Think dad of old age.
Hey, we got a chow in here. It needs to die.
I dyed it extra blonde. Anybody want to fuck a blonde chow? Dude,
Dude, why did you take it out? We
I
got this.
got a chow and it's to die for.
I got this. We just got this chow, and it is to die.
Get
for,
over here
Jim.
before rigor mortis sets in.
Get over here, Jim, before this thing gets any colder.
You know what?
You know,
I
I'm
kinda
gonna be a little late tonight for dinner, huh? I gotta fuck this husky real quick,
I want to apologize.
dude. I don't know what happened.
I
That
want
episode
to
got so
apologize
weird.
to everyone
Me too. Hey,
here.
me too, and my family and friends.
And,
I don't know, man.
And you've been hating on Thanksgiving, and I am
Thanksgiving.
personally-
I was right.
I am disgusted and ashamed by both of us.
Me too.
I'm disgusted and ashamed by both of us. Please forgive us. Let's move on.
Jim, you gotta check out the snout on this German Shepherd. I could do these all day.
Well, it's a well-known fact.
You should see the nuts on this English bulldog. Get over here.
It's a well-known fact that farm animals get fucked on the regular.
Really, lambs though, correct?
Well, lambs, apparently, if you
Why
leave
are lambs? Because they don't run off.
if you
They're just
push
like,
them, you take a lamb and the technique. And I'm not.
Why
the
do you know?
technique
Hey,
is to push a lamb, get a lamb in an area where there's only water, and if you push a lamb toward water, he's gonna back up, and as she backs up, you fuck her. You back her up and you fuck her, and you hold on to her, and you're holding on the wool. Look, I'm just telling you how it
the wool
is.
feels like here.
And apparently the lamb's vagina.
Hey man,
Hold on, feels a lot like a human
stop,
vagina.
stop.
I'm just saying.
We gotta stop.
I'm telling you what happens.
Why do you know these techniques and all this weird shit?
Because because farmers and people have been
Okay,
caught
no, we're stopping.
plenty of
We
time
gotta stop.
banging goats and cows and things like that.
Yeah, I heard
You know what happens?
I heard a pig gives them
when you're a shepherd and you're alone for long periods of time.
It's like Brokeback Mountain, but
Yeah.
with a lamb.
When you're alone, men, when they're alone, will do crazy shit. Let's move on.
I don't know how we. Did you watch the AMAs last night? You don't watch TV.
No.
You probably were working. How's San Antonio?
It's good. Great crowds.
Was it
Yeah, they're
Texas? We got to do a tour in
yes,
Texas.
they're
We
all
will, for
asking.
sure.
But the people of San Antonio, they just come to laugh. They're fucking
I've never
great.
been to San Antonio. I've been everywhere, man.
I'm
Never been
wiping
to San
tears
Antonio.
out of my eyes from our ridiculous conversation.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really
I had
great.
to text Ev last night because I was watching the AMAs, the American Music Awards.
Okay.
Some great performances.
Yeah.
5 Seconds of Summer came up, and I was like, who the fuck are they? They must be a big deal because only like major artists performed at the AMAs. So I text Evan, like, is 5 Seconds of Summer fucking, is that punk rock? Because that's what he's into. Definitely not, huh?
Nope.
Not even close.
It's called what?
I mean-
5 seconds.
Of Summer. It's these 3 young kids or 4 young kids.
5 seconds of summer is a weird name for a
Kinda
band.
cool.
Rock version of One Direction because they're all English too.
Oh, they're English?
Yeah. They're, like I said, like, at least by my definition of what punk rock is, they're close to a boy band, which is fine.
Really?
You know, do
Yeah,
your
they're
thing.
killing it. One Direction, killing it. Took all the major awards home.
They are killing it.
Killing it.
Yeah.
And then the Beebs shut the show down. Oh,
By the way,
you want to talk
his-
about talent?
Broke Spotify's record, right? For downloads.
Oh, I'm sure. He's
Bieber.
killing it.
Yeah.
You want to talk about talented? Jennifer Lopez opening scene in that bitch. Her singing. Oh,
Really?
she did just an acoustic.
What? Jennifer Lopez?
Oh, man. And then she was dancing.
I never would have thought.
Oh, she is so fine. I think she's 47.
She is beautiful.
Oh, you should have seen her last night.
Really? 47 years old, killing it.
Killing it, man.
It's impressive as hell.
Yeah. Selena
impressive as
Gomez.
hell.
There's a bunch. It was
Justin
good.
Bieber stepping it up. Nice body on that kid.
Yeah, he's tiny.
I met
skinny.
him when he was 17, and he was so small.
He's still small.
He is?
Yeah.
How tall is he, do you think?
God.
How tall is Bieber? Look it up. Did he grow? He must have
5'9",
grown.
maybe?
He looks muscular as hell. He looks like he's
very thin.
155.
He's very thin.
5'9".
5'9".
It's not a bad respect.
I know my
Because
Bieber.
when I met him, he was about 5'3". He was young.
Well, he was
and-
12
yeah,
when you met him. Yeah,
17.
Doesn't count.
Sweet guy.
Killing the
Talented,
game,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. What was I going to ask you?
I don't know if
You
there's any
I had
coming
an
back.
interesting debate on Radio Lab, and fucking really interesting. So, you know, the black rhino is super endangered,
White
right?
rhino.
And the black rhino.
But the white rhino, there's only 4 left and 1 just died.
Good God.
Do you know
there's only
that?
4 left?
You know, I read the news every morning. There's
Yeah.
only 4 left in the world, and they're followed around by VIP security. The
Yeah.
4 of them. 1 died.
One died.
1 fucking died.
Well-
he was on the front cover of my news, just
So
in the dirt.
So black rhinos.
You know that white rhino's getting fucked.
Black rhinos are super endangered too, right? But the problem is that when the bulls get super or old and they stop being able to reproduce, you know what they do? They just start killing shit.
The rhinos do?
Yeah, the big bulls will just come up to young bulls and fucking kill them. And sometimes they'll mount a female, and if the female doesn't want to mate with them, they'll just keep mounting her, and then they'll fucking kill her too. And so what they do is they go, for conservation efforts, they'll be like, we got to kill one of these black mature bulls. And so they'll auction it off for crazy money. And all the money goes back to conserving black rhinos. So they had this auction, and this guy who comes from an oil family, he's a big game hunter, he auctioned it, and for $385,000, he got the tag to kill a black rhino. And the amount of like hate.
Is it a certain black rhino?
It's a certain black rhino. It's a very
So
specific
he can't
black
just
rhino.
walk up
no,
and shoot a black rhino.
No, man.
It's this one we singled out.
You got to go through all this stuff. But the reason they kill the black rhino is because he's a bull that's killing. You know,
Yeah, the other ones.
and he got so much hate. And they were like, they did all this stuff on him. And he goes, look, I'm going to kill this black rhino. I spent $385,000.
You're an idiot, but yeah.
But also all that money goes back to conserving the black rhino. And since they have stage these hunts for black rhinos, because there's a financial interest in hunting and keeping them preserved. I can't remember, but I think they've increased in number by 30%.
That's cool.
It is, and so it was just an interesting debate where they were like, "How could you kill a black rhino and stuff?" Well, it's a specific kind of black. It's a male.
It's just people
it's a
are
bull.
uneducated because
Right.
you're by killing one of the rhinos, you're saving maybe 10.
Yes.
You dumbasses.
Yes, and
You-
that's
you
where,
gotta
that's
question-
where emotion gets in the way.
Well,
of fucking.
I'm more questioning the guy who would spend $385,000 to kill a black rhino.
Well, he has the money and he's a big game hunter, and nobody
He
gets to
must
kill a
not
black
have
rhino.
shit to do.
Well, what they do is so weird. He has the horn, and then he ends up, which is used. The reason black
soup.
rhinos are so fucking they were killed is because in Asia, especially in China, the horn is considered an aphrodisiac.
Yeah.
Viagra actually put a dent in some of the trade, and Namibia has got a really good hunting kind of like program, and wildlife has increased.
Don't they think
because of it.
there's magical powers in the horn, like
Yeah, all
you
that
can help
bullshit.
heal bodies?
Yeah,
too,
it's like bear
and get your
gallbladder
dick
can
hard?
cure cancer and all
That's
this shit, so
weird.
they kill bear.
But it obviously does nothing.
Yeah.
Like
well,
it's 215.
well, listen, that's where superstition. See, this is my thing about superstition. Let me make an argument for it. That's where superstition is not, and false belief is not unharmful. Look, when people start talking about horoscopes and they're psychics, I always get annoyed. And you know why I get annoyed? It's because, oh, come on, let people believe what they believe. That's fine. You know what the problem is? When you think that way, when you have superstitious thinking, meaning there's no way to measure what you're saying. There's no empirical evidence to it.
Well,
There's
now
no
you're
way to
talking about
measure it.
religion, my man.
We
You're
can
going
get
down-
into-
you're
we
go-
can
you're
get
going
into
down a
religion.
bunny
We
hole,
can
my
get into
man.
religion. I have no
'Cause
problem
then there's
doing
faith.
that. I have no problem with that. We'll talk about that for a second. But I'm glad that you're bringing that up, because when you start thinking in a superstitious fashion, okay, I think that what happens is that's the same kind of mentality that causes people to burn witches at the stake, throw homosexuals from building tops like ISIS does, and do all these terrible things. It's the same mindset. This is a feeling I have based on whatever, and I don't need any proof. It's just what I believe because I want to, or for whatever reason.
Or it's folklore. Yeah.
It's folklore and it's
Yeah.
anti-science. Let's circumcise women because it's custom and culture, as is done in Central Africa and, in fact, in East Africa. Has nothing to do with religion. That's the kind of stuff that is harmful. So you have to always kind of like really ask yourself why you believe what you believe.
But isn't it an education thing?
It is an education thing.
100%.
However, I think faith, and I'm not religious, and I defend religion a lot, whether it's Christians or Jews or Muslims or
I think there's
Buddhists.
good and bad.
I defend the parts of religion that I think provide inspiration to do good for others for the sake of doing good.
True.
And I know a lot of atheists say you don't need religion for that, and that's true. But I do think that a great deal of charity is done by Christian organizations. Like, man, I mean, Christian organizations are very involved in helping refugees when they come to this country, and raising money for causes that you and I don't even think about. 'Cause we don't
Yeah,
have
but
time.
if you take out the financial part of it, when you talk about having blind faith, you know,
Blind
if
faith
you're
is a
gonna-
dangerous thing, because blind faith is what? Fundamentalism, isn't it? That's the problem with fundamentalist Islam that we were talking about and stuff. And I think, it's a viable thing. And I've been getting a lot, and I really appreciate all these emails I've been getting from people who are saying to me, hey, here's what the Pew Research Center says about Muslims and what Muslims say. And I'm going to read some of that stuff for dropping
Did you see the one guy's email? It was his major was religion,
Yes.
Religious studies, and
Yes.
he said he read the Quran.
So have I.
Quran, yeah.
Yeah.
So you read the Quran,
Yes,
and he's
I've read
saying
the
they're
Quran.
just basically what ISIS is doing. They're not extremists. They're following the Quran.
You hear that a lot.
I hear that a ton. by
Yes,
the
you
way,
hear that a
'cause
lot.
I am balls deep in CNN, MSNBC,
And here's what I always
and all
say.
the emails you guys send me. I read them all.
Here's what I always say about
and
that.
then I send count only the ones I want to sway his opinion.
Right. But here's what I always say about that is that when you say that, first of all, it is true that democracy for Muslims can be a challenge because the Quran is a blueprint for how to run your entire society.
Like defend your
It's
land,
got
all that.
banking laws,
Yes.
divorce, rules on polygamy, all kinds of stuff.
On females.
So the separation of church and state is a difficult thing for Islamic societies. Now, having said that, when people say they're following the letter of the law in the Quran, it's a little bit like saying, yes, but if you were to read the book of Deuteronomy, which is the Jewish Bible, the Old Testament, and if you read what the Israelites were told to do by God, and where they were punished for not killing every man, woman, and child.
You would call them extremists.
Yeah, but the Jews don't live that way. That happens to be part. My God, when you talk about Sharia law, you hear about like, oh, a lot of Muslims want to go back to Sharia law, which means like law as laid down by the Quran. It's based. There's no text for it, but it's based on the Hadith, what the Prophet Muhammad said. But by the way, a lot of those laws are based on what? The Ten Commandments. Remember that the Quran holds the Old Testament, the Jewish Bible, to be sacred. I mean, most of what the Quran says is that the Jewish Bible is truth.
Mm-hmm.
So many of the laws, the way Jews eat, when they practice being kosher, they don't eat pork.
Yeah.
They don't eat anything with a cloven hoof. They don't eat birds of prey. They don't eat animals that eat other animals like leopards and wolves. You're not allowed to eat dogs. Why? There are medical reasons for that. There are a lot of reasons for that.
I'm not mad at the way they eat.
Well, but the Muslims follow what? The Muslims follow the same laws with some exceptions, but the Muslims follow the same kosher principles. That's why Muslims don't eat pork, and that's why Jews don't eat pork.
I'm not a pork fan.
So what I'm saying is that the Old Testament says if you lay with a man, if you have sex with a man, the punishment should be death. If you're a woman and you cheat on your husband, the punishment should be
money.
Death.
I'm sorry.
So a lot of what the Jewish Bible says, by the way, read Paul's letter to the Corinthians, I think it is, where Paul says, can you think of anything more shocking than women talking in church? There are a lot of things in the sacred texts from the Upanishads, which Hinduism based on, to if you follow all of this word for word, that's why, guess what? We don't follow religion literally. It's supposed to be symbolic.
It was also written how long ago?
1,400 years ago for the Quran.
Hey, man!
Over 2,000 years ago for the
Hey,
Bible.
bro!
3,000.
Times have changed.
Yes. So I'm just saying.
Update your fucking memory.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't follow it T for T. But
I really
I know we get a lot of
appreciate-
emails. Yeah, people are saying they're not extremists. What they're doing is following what the word says.
Right.
And what ISIS wants to do is make it us versus them. That's what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And by the way,
How about fucking, I don't know if this is a current event. How about Anonymous leaked their shit? You see that? Was that a current event?
No, it wasn't.
Anonymous
That's all.
leaked some of their plans, and they're not telling the government or anyone how they found out about these plans because they don't want ISIS to know how they're getting their information. So they spoiled their plots, and they had plots in Germany, in Brussels, which they caught all these people. They found out they had a plot for tonight's WWE show in, I think, New Jersey. So they're giving away all their plans. Pretty dope.
Right.
Get them, Anonymous.
I had an amazing email from Joshua Fisher. Thank you, Joshua. Hilarious. Who took me to task on all the stuff I was saying about Islam. And by the way, Joshua, as I wrote you back, I know all of this. I've read all of it, but I really appreciate you're a thoughtful guy. And he wrote me a hilarious email. It's too long to go through.
Yeah,
but he was basically trying to educate me. But he sent me something that I want to read that I've gotten from a lot of people
Are these
about.
the stats?
Yeah, about the Pew Research Center, if I can just find it. It was great. And I owe it to all the people that have a problem with what I'm saying to read it, because I want to create some caveats. And if I could just find it, it would be awesome. But in the meantime, we'll keep talking until I do.
You don't have the email. Is this the dropping knowledge?
Yeah, it's
The
going to be
stats?
dropping knowledge. Yeah, but we don't have to do it yet. You keep talking, and I'm going to find it. So I wanted to give Joshua Fisher and some of the other people who've been sending me awesome statistics just a voice here, because there are a lot of people who are intelligent and have intelligent criticism for the faith of Islam, or at least the way Muslims kind of look at the world. And I think that there should always be room for criticism, the way there's room for criticism against people who are of all different religions. So the Pew Research Forum, which is a really reputable place, they do really amazing sort of they gather statistics and they'll interview like 38,000 people and come up with pretty good and accurate spectrum for how people feel in all different subjects. And they did a really exhaustive study of the world's Muslims, religion, politics, and society. And you can get it. You can go to the I think it's the Pew Research Forum. And for example, I'll just read a couple of these stats because I want to just be fair to people who have been critical, and I think it's important because this is kind of one of the things that gives the debate a sort of a modern bent. But so
For sure, let's hear the goddamn stats.
Let's
Good God.
let's hear the
Is this
stats.
the biggest buildup ever?
Well, no, I mean, it's just important to kind of like put it into perspective. So,
Yeah.
according to across the country surveyed, a median of 58% of Muslims think Sharia law should apply only to Muslims in their country. What is Sharia law? The law essentially set down by Muhammad the Prophet, as he spoke about it in the Hadith, basically following the Quran. Okay, so, but here's the thing. The survey finds support for Sharia is often higher in countries where the constitution or basic laws already favor Islam over other religions. Here's the main thing. Many more Muslims support the application of Sharia in situations involving family and property matters than favor severe punishments in criminal cases. Now, I lived in Saudi Arabia, where if you steal, you get your hand cut off. If you rape or if you kill somebody, you get your head cut off.
Makes
if you deal in
sense.
drugs, you get your head cut off.
Boom.
Now, it's also got one of
Makes
the lowest.
sense.
It's got one of the lowest crime rates in the fucking world. But I don't think any of us want to live in a society like that. Just keep in mind that we also have execution in this country. It's just done in different ways. But I just thought some of these things were really interesting. Faith and morality. A median of 86% of Muslims around the world agree that in order for a person to be moral, he or she must believe in God. There is also a wide agreement that certain behaviors are morally wrong. 91% of Muslims believe that prostitution is wrong. 90% believe that homosexuality is wrong. 88% believe that suicide is wrong. 84% see sex outside of marriage is wrong. 80% drinking alcohol is wrong.
Stupid stats.
77% don't believe in abortion.
95% like clouds.
74% don't agree with euthanasia. Do you know what euthanasia is? Anybody? Euthanasia?
Putting people down.
Yeah, putting people
Putting
down.
people to sleep. Yeah. So I don't know that religious people in this country, Christians, for example, would necessarily disagree with I don't know. I wonder if those stats would be that much different. Like prostitution, homosexuality. I'm a
pretty
liberal guy
similar.
in the same, I would imagine, right? So
Yeah.
religious people tend to be way more strict about these things than you and I. So my feeling is that a
So
lot
their
of this
research
stuff,
was to do what? Just poll Muslims?
they're
'Cause
just polling Muslims because you hear a lot of these stats where 28% of all Muslims are devoted to the destruction of the West. I just don't, my view on human beings and how busy you get in life, especially if you got no money and you're in Waziristan, the idea that you're devoted to destroying a part of the world you've never been to seems very strange and far-fetched to me. I don't think human beings behave that way.
there's some that do.
Sure there are.
Yeah, that's the issue.
The biggest question, if those were the numbers, if there are 440 million Muslims that are devoted to destroying the
than that.
West. No, 1.3 to 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
But if you hear these stats where people say there are,
Is it
25% are radicals.
Is it devoted or they're just open to destroying
they're
the West?
radicals or they're extremists.
Yeah.
And you can get, when you take stats, you can get people who are very isolated to say things like, I believe in the letter of the law when it comes to the Quran and stuff like that. I
Stats
think
are always
they're
tricky.
tricky.
Even the ones you read off.
They're misleading because it all depends.
Even the ones you read off. All you got to take stats with a grain of salt, man.
Yeah, exactly. 73% believe members of other religions are very free to practice their faith. That's from the Pew Forum. In general, Muslims around the world say they are very free to practice their
70%.
religion. That's a global medium. Yeah. So, I personally am not defending Islam, Judaism, or Christianity, because guess what? I don't practice any of it. I just don't practice any of it. all I do is I'm trying. You know what I was thinking about. What motivates me about all this stuff, and we could keep reading this. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but let's not.
We can keep reading. Go to the Pew Forum, and you'll get a really. And by the way, some of these stats are kind of damning. Some of these stats are not very favorable to the general religion of Islam.
I bet we get a shitload of stats that aren't.
Yeah, I have.
both.
I've gotten a lot of.
We get
stats.
both, though.
100%. And I get it and stuff. And I'm not a religious person. I am not. What I worry about, it goes back to just worrying about when I hear Donald Trump saying crazy shit about how like thousands of Arabs were. But it does damage. He's running. He's in the front. He's the front runner of the Republican pack here. And when I hear that, what I worry about is that kind of ignorance and that kind of firebrand speak is. It's just fucking unfair to people who are trying to fucking run away from persecution, who've got 3 kids. Maybe it's because I have kids, and maybe because I think the majority of Syrians are super Western.
Well, I'll drop a little knowledge on you that hopefully goes better than the one you just dropped. Steve Jobs' parents were Syrian refugees.
Yeah, I know. His dad was.
His dad was.
Jobs. Yes, his dad was.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Crazy.
I know.
Yes.
Of course. And I could actually go. I have more knowledge on that, but I don't want to do that.
That would have been a fun drop of knowledge.
It's not. I've
fun.
said that actually on the podcast
That's crazy.
a couple times. But that's and it's not even about the Syrians, and it's actually not even about Muslims. I just believe that we've got to be fucking careful, please, about letting extremists change the way we behave as a country. That's just all I worry about. And I can't stand when a couple of assholes ruin it for everybody. And that's the story of the world. There are a couple of assholes that can just create untold misery. They
more
like
than a
poison the
couple,
well.
but yeah.
A lot of times, you know what? A lot of times it's one very charismatic leader. If you read history and you think about Hitler or Genghis Khan or even Stalin, a lot of it was the society they came up in, but their unbending vision to dominate the world created untold misery. They were able to create.
Well,
this
if you're
incredible
living in
cult of
misery and
personality.
someone says, "Hey, we got to do this is why we're living like this," you're
Right.
gonna follow the pack.
Yes, and history's
hard to
history's full
understand.
of that shit.
Oh, yeah.
History is full of that shit.
It's always gonna be an issue.
Yeah.
You can preach all you want. It's always
Yes.
gonna be the issue.
Yes.
No matter what.
And by the way, remember that Muhammad was a warrior. He did a lot of fighting in his lifetime. So the sort of unification of all the Arab tribes in the Arabian Peninsula was a fairly violent affair.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. All this talk about ISIS, Muslims, and terrorists got me hungry.
Did it get you hungry?
I'm hungry, man.
Really?
Yeah, starving.
Well, why
bro.
don't you? What are you gonna eat when you get home?
I don't know, man. I wish I just had like some delicious meal, but I don't feel like shopping and like putting it all together.
Oh, you don't want to go to the supermarket?
No, I
and
just
get
wish
all
it-
the ingredients.
Yes.
And then have a bunch left over.
Yes.
And have to open your cookbook.
Yes.
Oh.
I just wish there's something easy.
Do you practice kosher? Do you eat kosher? Or do you eat whatever, right?
Whatever.
Yeah, because you and I aren't too religious. We
No,
just like
man.
good food, right?
I'd like good food and step by step.
You like fresh food?
I do.
Well, how about if it's delivered to your door
What?
and you got a step-by-step way of kind of, you can cook a gourmet meal in less than $10 a meal and just a step-by-step process, if you know what I mean. Like, can you follow pictures? Do your eyes work? Let me see your eyes.
They work.
They work?
They work.
So could you put together something if somebody actually, I don't know, had pictures for how to do it?
Yeah, man, you're talking about blueapron.com. Let's not drag this on anymore like you're dropping knowledge. Blueapron.com.
I'm draggy today.
Oh, it's Bryan the Dragon Callan. Guess what, man? Blue Apron makes it fun. Lately I've been cooking with stuff I've never even heard of. Watermelon radishes, farro, purple potatoes. What? And it's delicious, man.
it is.
All sorts of
It's
meals.
also super good for you. You know how good? Hey, you know what else eats purple potatoes, bro?
Turkeys.
Nope.
What?
The Okinawans.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know that the Okinawans live well over 100 years. Did you know that?
No, that's crazy. You drop knowledge is over, though. So,
damn.
guess what? These recipes are between 500 and 700 calories per portion. It's delicious. It's dropped to your door, step-by-step process. Easy to look, easy to read. Go right now. Get your first 2 meals free. BlueApron.com/fighter. That's BlueApron.com/fighter. Get your cook on, especially for the holidays. Step your game up. blueapron.com/fighter. Current events with Evan the Beard.
Current events with Evan the Beard. Yeah.
All right, well, let's stick with the with the topic of Thanksgiving stuff and things associated with it. Let's go to some Black Friday. Black Friday comes up day after Thanksgiving. Year after year, people do wild ass shit. In the last, I think, 5 years, 7 people have died and about 100 injured in Black Friday related incidents.
Yeah,
7 people have died and 100
I'll
injured.
stop someone's face in for a pair of Yeezys.
You love Yeezys.
I will kick you in the face for a pair of Yeezys.
By the way, you stopped the dude who went, like your Yeezys, and had a conversation with some
legit
strange
combo.
guy.
Well, I was trying to
about
see
his
if he had a
shoes.
hookup.
About his shoes. And let me ask you
I was
a
trying to see
question.
if he had a hookup.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead, man.
You chick? You chick?
Well, I got you some kicks.
Yeah, I know you did, but don't stop strange guys in the street and talk to them about their shoes.
Well, I had to know.
Yeah, but
Well, I'm trying to find a hookup. I thought maybe
know.
he was the guy.
you chick?
What's the
you
current
chick.
event? Just
The current event is just Black Friday's coming up, and it's fucking wild. What's your take on it? Did you ever do you actually go to the stores?
Nope. Not me, man.
Yeah, me and Bryan.
Guess
nah.
who's the worst? Guess who's THE worst at buying presents for everyone, including his wife and kids? This guy.
Yeah.
I can't do it. You buy presents? You must be terrible like me.
No, I'm really good.
You are?
Yeah.
I gotta get my wife a present. Her birthday's
I
coming
wait.
up.
I wait till the last second, but I'm good at buying some gifts.
I wait till the last second too.
I'd rather. I feel. Yeah, like I'll buy some expensive ass gifts, but if I buy myself a gift, you know, I always feel bad if it's a lot of
Yeah.
money. But buying other people gifts, oh no, I'll break the bank.
Really?
Oh yeah, I want to be like, oh dang, great
Damn.
gift.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I'm selfish.
You're cheap too.
I'm drag on
You're
selfish.
You're cheap too.
Call me drag on
The
selfish.
only thing Bryan Count spends money on is wine.
I
Wine and
love
food.
wine.
Other than that, you complain about everything money wise.
No, I spend a lot of money.
You do on certain stuff.
Fly first class lately.
No, you don't.
I do now.
That's a lie.
I do.
No,
I bought
that's
a
a
bunch
lie.
of first class tickets. I can't take it anymore.
Yeah, you're on the road a lot.
Yeah.
Black Friday sucks, man. For sure, it's 2015. Shop online.
Oh, that's a good question.
No,
That's a
everyone
good
shops
point.
online.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I never. I forget to shop online.
If you're a
I-
dumbass, go wait in line at Walmart for Black Friday and
Oh,
save
boy.
$20 off your TV.
I went to Target. That was very depressing.
Go to Costco. I want to. I bought a TV at Costco. I want
Good
to
wine
stab
there.
my eyes out.
Good
Really?
wine. Oh yeah, they have a good wine selection. Like
I tell you what,
unbelievable.
they got a nice 75-inch TV sitting in big. man's
Costco.
living
I'm not
room
mad
now.
at Costco. Costco is an impressive place.
When's the last time you went? It is packed. There's shitty food. It is so packed, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, can we do a current event? Give me the next current event.
Is the current event how Costco's literally the worst place on earth? I want to burn it to the ground. Every time I go there, I basically would just rather just hurl myself off a building.
They have good deals, but I don't need 9 gallons of fucking oatmeal.
Oh my god.
How about
that
I
place
just
is
want a
terrible.
little bit of it?
Yeah.
You
I'm
don't
not-
go there if you just.
I'm not going on a camping trip with 30 other dudes. I'm not responsible.
I'm not a
for all the
Syrian
food.
refugee. I don't need 90 pounds of apples.
Right.
We're good.
Right. If you have a knapsack and you got to make that journey you're a Syrian refugee, you got to be on the road for a month.
Gotta have
What do
that
you-
beef jerky, coconut
What are you
water.
putting in there?
Beef jerky, coconut water.
Yeah, but coconut water is really heavy.
Well, the fluid's fluid. A gallon of water.
Rice,
and
beans,
A gallon of
and
water is
oil.
8 pounds.
I say rice, beans, oil,
What are you gonna drink?
and cans of tuna.
What are you gonna drink? You're gonna die of thirst.
No,
before
yeah, I
you
mean
die
you
of
have
hunger.
water. I'm talking about food. You have to put food in there. Coconut
We
water.
just said it's heavy. I'd have coconut water over regular water. More vitamins, electrolytes, so I could drink less of it.
I know, but bro, you can't carry a knapsack full of coconut water.
But
Just
you
go
have
with
to have water.
Yeah, but you'll get water. Like you can always get water.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
water's super easy to find. in
Yeah,
the
you just
desert.
dig.
Yeah, that
dig
makes
a
sense.
hole.
Oh, okay, just making
Dig
sure.
a hole.
What else you got, Ev?
All right, we'll
Got any
do.
more? Yeah. Evan's all current event Christmas. I mean, what do you guys think Christmas?
You know what I heard? You know what I heard
Very
about?
basic,
A
Evan.
survivalist told me that when you're in the desert or wherever you are, like you need water. You're a water-based operation. Wake up really early in the morning. Take your shirt and drag
in
it across all the vegetation because it has dew on it in the
Yeah.
morning, and get that shirt wet and then wring it into your mouth.
Oh no, yeah, that's very
That seems
smart.
very
so I guess if
difficult.
you can find all the vegetation, which if there's vegetation means there's water,
Well,
right?
if you're in the desert, you cut a big old cactus in half
Yeah,
and
everyone
stick a
knows
straw
that.
in there and drink
Everyone
that.
knows that.
Drink that water.
Everyone knows that.
How do you know that?
A cactus?
Uh-huh.
Because I grew up watching Looney Tunes.
Hey man, I don't
Everyone
know.
knows cactus.
I didn't know that.
Most of the time, you're not finding cactus or vegetation everywhere.
You just die.
Well, no, you're gonna have to. You can find some camel poop and squeeze the water out of it.
Well, what do you mean
That's
by
true.
that? Is that what Bear Grylls did? God damn it.
I love him.
I do too, but I'm not doing that.
Why?
I don't want to drink poo water, bro. That's so gross to me.
Then we're gonna have to piss in each other's mouths.
Because it's uric acid. It'll fuck you up more, I think.
No, that's not what I heard. I saw Bear do it.
He did?
Yeah. All right. What else you got, Ev?
All right, next current event. Do you guys remember that the clock kid, the 14-year-old Arab kid who brought a
Yes.
homemade clock
In
into school?
Somalia or something.
Yes.
Yeah, a whole bunch of shit went down. So he moved to Qatar. And he's getting his whole education paid for, whatever. Point is,
You pronounce it Qatar. So annoying.
you
Qatar.
pronounce Qatar Qatar?
Yeah, but just say Qatar.
Everyone says Qatar.
I've never
I know.
heard Qatar in my life.
In their part of the world, they say.
Yeah, but we're here though, huh?
Yeah.
Qatar.
I'm
Carry on, Evan.
I
I'm
think
gonna
you guys
stick with
know.
Qatar.
Carry on, Ev.
So he is saying that he was publicly mistreated for the whole clock situation and that he deserves $15 million, which he is suing. He is suing
His
the
lawyers
school
are saying
district
that.
Yeah.
and the city of Irving, Texas.
Yeah, his
Hold
lawyers
on.
saw good money.
First of all, man, I don't care if I take heat or not. I'd kick that kid out of school as well. Did you see his clock?
It looked like a bomb.
Yeah, it looked like a bomb.
Yeah. And
Can't
if I'm
bring
the
that to
teacher,
school.
if I'm the
You
teacher, I'm
fucking
like, yeah.
idiot.
Yeah.
Can't bring that to school.
Right.
100% you should be suspended. How about that little bastard met the president of the United States over this?
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you guys?
Yeah.
Someone should slap the shit out of the kid.
Got to meet the president, got his whole education paid for, and I mean he has to move back to what I assume is shitty Qatar, Qatar, whatever.
Yeah.
But now you're dropping a $15 million lawsuit.
Well,
Come on,
listen,
man.
only in this country.
It's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
I hope that kid gets bullied. What else you got? I hope he gets bullied.
I did look
horribly.
at that clock and I was like, that looks a lot
When
like
I
a
saw
bomb.
it, like, holy shit, that's a bomb. Yeah, if I'm a basic ass white teacher,
Well, also,
hey man,
and,
can't bring
and
that
you've
in.
been reading articles and you've seen young, young Muslims blowing things up.
Yeah,
I hate to
man.
say it, then you're gonna go. I mean, that's natural.
Well,
reaction
if
where
a
you're
young
gonna go,
Muslim comes into my elementary school where
With
my
what looks
kid's
like a
at,
bomb.
and he has a briefcase that supposedly has a clock with it, and it's taped around his chest.
and that doesn't make you.
Yeah, man.
And that doesn't make you racist. It makes
doesn't make you racist.
It makes you a guy who understands
you
pattern
smart.
recognition. Yeah,
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Just like if a white kid walks in the theater with a backpack, I freak out.
That's right.
There's a reason for this.
that's right.
There's a reason for
That,
this.
when it's so true, you're looking for a white shooter. If you got a guy in his 30s who comes in with shitty clothing and glasses, and he looks like he's got a gun,
He makes me nervous.
that guy's going to shoot a bunch of people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like if a Muslim walks into a school with a backpack and tape, I get nervous.
Tape.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Fuck that kid. Hope he gets bullied. What else you got, Ev?
Hey. All right, we'll wrap it up on this one. A little bit of a slow day for current events. I don't think this would make it in most cases, but we can do one of two things. We can do the 14-year-old who just set the new world record for solving a Rubik's Cube.
Boring.
Yeah,
I'm
so
already
that's
What
bored.
was
what I
it, about
thought.
6
Man, am I
seconds?
bored.
4.9.
Well,
Yeah, but that was big in the 80s. I'm
Yeah.
I bet he gets a
bored.
lot of
Shit now.
chicks. Bet he gets a lot of chicks.
Giant nerd party.
Yeah.
4.9.
Or did you see Adele's SNL performance?
No.
Holy shit.
It was nice.
That girl's got, like, we were talking about, like, Bieber and
She's
Oh,
got,
no,
she's
she's
got
crazy
the
holy
greatest.
fuck can that girl sing.
She had,
Greatest voice in the
she had
world.
surgery and went away for a while, right? And then had a kid, I
She
think.
looks pretty.
Yeah, she looks great.
Lost some serious weight.
Yeah, for sure.
Brendan,
What, man?
That's
That's not how I describe Adele.
why did you?
I'm
look
not
at
like,
me
yeah,
that?
she's hot. I think I describe her by her voice, man.
She's got her face. I mean, that Rolling Stone picture. She was really. Pretty.
I haven't seen the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Her voice is
Why did
amazing.
you?
I know which one you're talking about.
You
She looks good on
mongoosed
it.
up. You just
I didn't
mongoosed.
mongoose
Your
up.
neck got all long, and you looked at me, and you cocked your head.
Well, that's like when we're describing Nicki Minaj, like, oh, beautiful voice. Not the first thing I'd describe Nicki Minaj with. Adele, I'm going to say beautiful voice.
How would you describe Nicki Minaj?
Ridiculous body. And then the talent comes
Her
out.
body's unbelievable. I wonder how much of that is fake. Is the butt
Everything.
real?
No.
Really? So it's all fake. That's very strange. It is? Do we know this?
Yeah, there's before and after.
Really?
Girls get cellulite injected into their ass.
Well,
now.
they also get fake butts. They also
No,
get,
no, no. That's old school. You're thinking old school. They get fat put
You
into
don't
their
say.
ass. Yeah.
Really?
So
So they don't
it's
get
real.
They don't get implants.
No, what they get is fat
because
deposit.
there is implants as
Yes,
well.
that's old school. No one's doing
Really?
that anymore. It's too dangerous.
Wow.
So they do this new thing that if you, not that I would know, but if you hook up with a girl and she has 2 dots back here,
Yeah.
she has an ass, Usually she had fat deposits put in there. I'm not mad at it.
Oh my Lord! Pretty soon they're gonna be able to grow fat tissues, and that's gonna be awesome.
What they can do is take the fat from your stomach and put it in your ass.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, do you know someone?
Oh yeah.
You do?
Do I know girls who have done that?
Do you know
You
a
kn-
doctor? I want to do
Oh, it's everywhere. Yeah, for
Crazy,
sure.
right?
You'd have to put on more weight, Kay. They bulk them up.
You bulk up. a
Yeah,
little
you
bit.
bulk up.
Yeah,
Get on
because,
those donuts
because
and shit.
they say that they say that when like certain human beings, depending on your metabolism, put weight on in certain areas.
Certain
So some
areas.
people I put weight on my thighs and my butt, or I put weight on my stomach. So they'll take that, like they've done that with mice, where they take the fat cells from one part of the body, put it on the ear, and the mouse had a fat ear. And you can do that. I guess you take the fat cells that you inject them and they'll grow. That's so weird to me.
Weird, right?
Yeah. How about this? How about here's a current event that I read about. The first genetically engineered salmon
I saw that.
was approved by the FDA.
Did you
And
see the picture?
yes, because a salmon. This is really interesting because a salmon takes 4 years to reach maturity where you can eat it. Okay, in the wild, and they now have a salmon that can eat 20% less food and get to be way bigger and ready to eat in 2 years.
this
In
compared to
2
this.
years. On top of that, it can be bred in a tank indoors and doesn't need apparently antibiotics and a lot of the other chemicals that you have to do with farmed salmon. So in a way,
Does it still taste nice?
it's a and apparently it's the same nutrition and it's the same salmon. But I understand people like, I don't want a genetically engineered piece of meat. However,
If it's healthy, as long
well,
as there's not like
it's good for
hormones
the environment.
and
It's good for the
antibiotics in
environment.
it.
You're not having to mess with the ocean. You're breeding them in tanks. They were like, well, what if it gets into the wild and breeds? Well, the problem is they're not fit for the wild, so they die off really quickly.
Yeah.
And also, so for me, like science, if science can create a piece of meat that's not only like cleaner and requires less feed and less space, which is what these
And less
salmons
footprint
do,
on the environment.
all that, I don't see what the problem is.
I'll jump balls deep in some
Me
salmon.
too. And not only that, they're getting to a point where if they can clone meat, they've already done it, where you can have
So I'm
clone
not trying
meat.
to eat that clone meat. That
I know,
grosses me out, man.
But it's meat without animal suffering. It doesn't have a central nervous system. So now you're growing meat in a farm, kind of like you do a vegetable, but it's a piece of very nutritious meat. I just feel like that's the wave of the future. Like it or not, when you have 8 billion, 10 billion, 11, 12 billion people on the earth, we're going to have to figure out a way to feed all those people, and we
There you
ain't doing
go.
it organically.
No, we're
It's
cloning
not
this
fucking
meat, son.
happening. Yeah. You need too much water, too much pesticide, all that agricultural runoff. Science is the way to go.
Now, Ev, would you say you spent 2-3 minutes picking current events, or how did this go down?
There's just not a lot going on.
Fellas,
for that.
what do you like water, or
you like
there's a current
water?
event? Hey, man, a little more time on current events, maybe.
I spent as much time picking out current events as Bryan did on his dropping knowledge.
That's true.
That's fair.
Well, I didn't, listen, as far as dropping knowledge, I just
Neither
wanted
one
to
of you
read-
prepared
I just
today.
wanted to
Gotta
read-
be honest.
I wanted to be
Terrible,
fair to
fellas.
all the critics and read the Pew Research Forum because it's,
No, we get what you. No. We get
yeah.
what you're doing. Please don't go back.
No,
and
I
do it.
won't.
You've
I
already
won't.
done it. You've already done it twice. You've done it twice now.
I just think it's important
No,
to.
it for sure is. To
be
we
fair.
got a fight card this weekend. What do you
We
got,
do.
Evan?
Oh.
And listen, before we give our picks, guess what?
But I want to
If
make
you
money
like-
off these fights.
I know, man. You want to make money. You know the fighters.
I know fight, dude.
You
I
do know
fight.
fight. Well, what if I told you that DraftKings.com is giving out over $1 billion in
Oh,
cash
$1
prizes?
million? Well, I mean, I would say that's spread out over like a lot of people. It's not a big deal.
No. $1 billion, Brian.
Huh?
Yeah, you know the fighters. You love money. Go to DraftKings right now, enter promo code FIGHTER, and start playing right now for this weekend's fights. Or maybe you don't know fighting. Maybe you love some football. Go to DraftKings.com, enter promo code FIGHTER, start playing some football, making money. Maybe you know the ins and outs of football. Booyah. Maybe you know the ins and outs of fighting. You can do both. DraftKings.com, enter promo code FIGHTER. Ev, what do you have for this card? Is it in Korea? Seoul?
Yeah. It's a tough one. You want to just go? We'll just go through the main card, I guess.
Sure.
Sam Cecilia is fighting some guy named Do Ho Choi.
Oh, boy.
Keep going.
All right, next one. Akiyama. So you all know him.
Ooh, Sexy Akiyama.
Sexy
He hasn't
Yama.
fought in forever.
He's
Sexy Yama.
my boyfriend.
She's a Japanese boyfriend.
That guy's fucking awesome.
Who's
He
he
is.
fighting?
He's right up there with Conor McGregor for me.
Some undefeated Brazilian guy named Alberto Mina.
I'm watching that.
At what weight
Who
class?
is apparently his nickname
85?
is Soldier of God, which I'm pretty sure UL Romero already has. So now they're
Oh
two
no,
guys
I've seen this
back.
kid fight. Yeah.
good?
Is it 85 or is it 70? 70.
He used to come at 70. He used to be a 70er.
I mean, he's older now, so I'm just gonna assume middleweight, but I don't know.
Awesome.
No, it's welter. He's fighting at 170.
170.
Ooh, that's gonna be good. Just because.
I like Akiyama.
Yeah,
Doesn't win a
Akiyama's
lot.
badass.
Tough
He
for
won
him.
his last fight, I think. Can I ask you a question as a UFC guy? Why
Are you
are
gonna do
they
this right now, or do
having?
you want to do this at the end?
No, I want
Do
to
you wanna
ask
get through
him
this card
now.
or no?
No, it's okay to get through this card. Is there anything else?
Yeah, there's
that we-
like one to
Just
two.
two
Let's
more.
go this and then ask your
All
question.
right.
I'm sure you're going down a weird road.
All right.
No, I wasn't.
Co-main event is Dong Yun Kim versus Dominic Waters.
So Don Yoon Kim, is that the Korean Zombie?
No.
No.
Okay, no. Yeah, I this is
What else you got, Evan?
All right, I guess we'll just skip straight to the main event. Benson Henderson, Jorge Masvidal at 170.
It's a good fight.
Yeah,
I like
it's a good
I like
fight.
Ben at 170. This is a lot of people don't know. This is Ben, unless he re-signed a contract. This is Ben's last fight in his UFC contract too. So it's gonna be interesting to see where Ben goes because Ben lost a lot of money when these slapdicks from Reebok came on board.
A lot of money.
Yeah. So Ben, it's gonna be interesting to see what he does.
Well, I
'Cause
want
he's gonna win this fight, and then he has some negotiating power. Ben's a very, very
marketable.
popular, marketable guy. You know, he's a multi-time world champion at 155.
Yeah.
He's fighting at 70 now. He won his last fight at 70. He's a monster,
He's a
man.
complete beast.
Love Ben. One of my favorite people in the UFC.
Yeah. My question is
Off the art pick is
as
Ben. That's
awesome
a great fight,
as
though.
awesome as Ben is, and I'm sure he has a following. That's a card that I feel the UFC must be doing this because they can do it in Korea and make money.
It's international.
So they're opening an Asian market when
Yes.
they do this. Okay.
They have
And-
offices in
and they
Asia.
have their Korean superstars that they fight. Okay,
Yeah,
I got it.
call
So
superstars.
because it's going to be really
Superstars is
hard. I
tough.
feel it's going to be hard to sell this to an American audience. So this is specifically, this is their global
to
outreach
build
program.
that, yeah, for America, yeah, it's tough, right? And I think the time it's on, it's definitely more friendly for them. I'm not sure what time it starts here, but I think it starts 5 a.m. here. That's how you know it's marketed towards.
Yeah,
which
it goes
makes
back
sense.
to what Anthony, our buddy, was saying about the UFC continues to seem to try to make the UFC the showcase and not the athletes.
Correct.
And
they want to build the
And
UFC brand. Not
that's
the fighters.
probably the only sports organization that does that. Is that true?
I see when Anthony said that, I disagree with him.
Okay.
And Anthony's a guy who's never played sport in his life, so I disagree with him, but I didn't want to ruin the dinner because the NFL does the same thing. The NBA does the same thing. They have their stars,
Right.
but the NFL and NBA will always carry on. No one is bigger than the NFL.
Right.
Any player who thinks they're bigger than the NFL is out of
Yes.
the league in probably
Right,
2 or
right,
3
right.
years.
So you
So
think
let's say
you
the-
agree with the UFC and that policy then?
Well, they have a lot of work to do
Yeah.
because the UFC goes balls deep and they put all their eggs into Ronda's basket. Now
Right.
she's lost.
Right.
Then what do? You got to fall back on the brand. If you
Yes.
invest in fighters are always going to lose.
Right. It's not easy.
Well, you got to build the brand where people are just tuning in to watch UFC. It's tough, man, because as a fighter, you want them to cash in on
It's
you.
a balancing act too when you're doing these global outreach programs with Korea and stuff like that. I feel like I don't know the numbers and I don't know anything about it, but I feel like I don't know, man. It feels like
Fighting's huge in Asia.
it's huge in Asia, but the best fighters, period, would be huge, right? So I don't know how many people tune in for the Cotto Canelo fight, but those are two of some of the best fighters in that boxing division.
For sure.
And regardless of, I'm sure everybody wants to see just the two best fighters.
Yes.
And so that becomes the
I
question.
see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because you're saying with this card, there's no like.
It's just there are a lot of events, and there's so many fighters on the roster that
I
after a
can't.
while,
Yeah, I can't keep up with it.
yeah,
It's my job.
I feel that's what I mean is like if you and I don't really care about this card, it's
No, Ben's
weird.
the only guy I care about on the
Yeah.
card. This weekend's card, the Mexico card, I didn't even watch. I watched the replay of Magny because Magny's a buddy, and
Right.
we had the same coaching staff.
What was your take
And
on
I
that
called
fight?
it.
Yeah.
Did I not call it?
Yep.
So where's the haters now? Neil, it was just a bad matchup for Kelvin. Neil, that's his game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Neil won that fight, lost the last round for sure, lost the last 2 rounds, so he won 3-2 on my cards. But then Diego kind of got picked apart. Sucks to see that because Diego's a fan favorite.
Yep.
Other than that, man, it's tough. There's a lot of cards.
Yeah.
The numbers can't be great.
I don't know.
Well, but also on Saturday, you're going against college football. Right now is the best time in college football. You got Ohio State, Michigan State. You have some major games. Then you had Canelo, Cotto.
What
so
do you think of that
compete with
fight? What was your take on that fight?
Good fight. Cotto's just too small to do any damage, so Canelo could just keep walking forward. I thought the coaching of Freddie, he wants to talk all the shit about UFC coaches. Hey, man, don't tell Cotto, try and keep backing Canelo up. I thought that was bad advice.
You mean because Canelo came in at, I think, 175. Cotto got in there.
No, they have no idea what he weighed in at. He never weighed in.
Well, they said he was.
Those people that say
a lot bigger.
Those people that say they said, they have no idea. They didn't.
Well,
weigh
Freddie
in
said that Cotto stepped in, I think, at 160.
Maybe. I haven't heard any of these stats. There's no official weigh.
Well, I read an article about it today.
Okay,
in
so
USA
that's
Today.
valid.
Well, USA Today. I mean, Freddie was talking about it, and they were talking about Canelo coming in at 175.
That's what they think. So they think Canelo came in around 170,
Okay.
and so Cotto's 160, so 10 pounds.
It's a lot, though, in boxing weight.
That's what you signed up for, though.
Yeah. But
You signed up for the fight knowing Canelo's the bigger fighter. So for his advice to be, and I love Freddie Roach, but it was weird to me how he kept saying, use your jab, give him to back up. You can't fight going backwards. Well, if that was your game plan, you weren't going to win it from the get-go. You're going to back up a bigger fighter, Canelo, who marches forward.
yeah.
I thought, and he kept saying it. You double jab, keep backing him up. It's not happening, man. It's not happening.
Right.
Canelo would just eat his shots and land power shots.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Tough way to make a living.
Two of the best in the world.
Yeah.
And they get paid to make that living.
Yeah, they do. $15 million for Cotto, ladies and gentlemen. 15 mil.
Well, and then so now they're saying Canelo Triple G, and Canelo even was like, yeah, I'm down to do it, but he has to do it at my weight, which isn't a big deal. So they won't do it at 160, they do it at 155. I think for Triple G, if I'm Golden Boy, I don't let Canelo fight Triple G. I don't think he beats him.
It'd be a bad situation.
It's a tough fight.
They say that if
Too much.
Canelo can just look good, I don't think who's gone the distance with Triple G.
No one.
Exactly. I don't think anybody has.
Yeah.
And
From the inside circles, they said when Canelo and Triple G sparred, Canelo got the best of him. That's why he's not scared of him.
really,
From the inner circles, it's known that Canelo got the best Triple G when they sparred.
I know that you would put your money still on Triple G 100%, right?
Great fight. Best fight to be made in boxing.
Yeah.
Such a good fight.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting, though,
The question is, can Triple G, how much of a suck is 55 for Triple G?
he agreed to fight Floyd Mayweather at 150.
Yeah. Did you see that article that Oscar De La Hoya wrote to Floyd Mayweather?
Yeah, but then he said, let's work. He apologized, said, let's work
But
together.
I like that article.
Mm.
I like that article. It was him saying, you didn't fight Manny Pacquiao in his prime, and you ran, and you were a great defensive fighter. But every great fighter, including me, he said, fought guys and lost and put themselves in against competition at the very best. And you didn't do that. You were more concerned with your
Record.
your mouth and your record. And you never really stood and fought the great
That's
guys.
not his style. I don't think that's fair. And you got De La Hoya's also a bit of a hater, right? He beat De La Hoya. He made more money than De La Hoya. He's a better fighter than De La Hoya. You know
De
what
La
I'm saying?
Hoya, did meet all comers.
Floyd
Bernard
Floyd
Hopkins,
made
everything
all
else.
comers. You can't say that about Floyd. This is a stupid argument. You can't say, man, it's not fair, Floyd. You should have stood there and trade. Why? The point of boxing is not to get hit. That's the number one point about. You can't say, because you never stand in the pocket and fought like a meathead, you're not a great fighter. Well, no, that's not true. His style of boxing,
Why do you think
he's
he
a counter
Why
fighter?
didn't he fight Manny Pacquiao 5 years ago, 6 years ago?
I'm sure contract reasons. People who say that don't know the ins and outs of fighting. You can't say that.
Well, guess who would disagree with you? The guy who does know the ins and outs, and that's
He doesn't know.
Oscar De La Hoya.
No. He doesn't know the contract. They had the contracts ready to go, but there's something with the testing where they both didn't agree. So they went their different
seems
ways.
suspect to me. Why wouldn't you fight the best fighter of your generation, and why wouldn't you test yourself against Manny Pacquiao 6 years ago?
He
Manny
tests
wanted to
himself
fight.
against other.
Manny wanted to fight. Manny wanted to fight.
That's not true. Manny would do it, but he wouldn't do it with the strict drug testing. So how bad did he want to fight? And let's say, okay, you can fight Manny, but he won't agree to this drug testing, or you can fight this guy over here, whoever it is, Cotto, Sugar Shane Mosley, any of these guys, and you get paid the exact same. It's easy for you to sit there and, oh, no, he never fought anyone. That's not true. It's not true. His fighting style is not to stay in the pocket. So for people to criticize him because of his fighting style is ridiculous. He beat everyone, 50-0.
Great fighter. Great defensive fighter.
Some say the best ever. He's in
Probably.
the conversation for the best ever.
Never got hit, really. I didn't see him get hit. Except for once by, I think,
Sugar Shane.
Sugar Shane
Yes.
caught him. But then he put on a clinic after that.
So
Boxed
it's
him.
not fair to say that. Because, anyone who's ever competed in boxing, the number one rule, I don't know if you know this, don't get hit.
Right,
That's the first thing you learn in boxing.
right.
And so we criticized Floyd Mayweather because he didn't fight like a meathead. Who cares?
I didn't criticize him. Oscar De La Hoya criticized him.
A
fellow great fighter.
The majority criticize him.
Yeah.
The majority does. It's
Yeah,
weird to
he's-
me.
It's not very liked.
He's liked.
No.
Ton of fans. Huge pay-per-view draw.
Yeah.
Someone's watching
When
him.
you're the greatest ever, you're going to be a big draw.
It's a weird argument. Yeah, I'd rather watch Mike Tyson or I'd rather watch freaking Thurman. I'd rather watch Triple G. I think they're all funner, but
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, it's just a lot of envy and hate, I think. That's what it is.
Well, I mean, in a sport that doesn't give a fuck about you
Yeah.
and leaves so many people broken and broke,
And with brain damage.
and you have a guy who never got hit,
Won the game.
and made $500 million, whatever it was, and has that zero on his record. Not an easy thing to do.
No,
Say what you will.
I hate him
Say what
outside.
you
Outside
will.
the ring, he
Yeah,
sucks.
Say what
right?
you will.
Yes.
Hard. If you can do that, I think all of us would do that.
Yeah, that's
You know what I'm saying?
It's funny to me. People.
If I can make guys like Manny Pacquiao look clumsy and miss, I think I would do that.
It's
Right?
always funny to me when people criticize fighters. Why don't you sit there in the pocket and trade them? You sit in the pocket and trade them.
You get your jaw fucking broken.
Yeah, man.
Or
you get embarrassed by
or you
them.
get headaches for the next 8
Or I'm the
months.
best in the world at avoiding the punches. I'm just keep doing that.
Well, I know what I'd do. I would be on the outside doing exactly what he does.
Oh, real quick.
He also
real
knocked
quick.
a lot of dudes
real
out.
quick. Everyone would. They talk the talk because they sit on the couch eating Cheetos.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, if you have the skill set to avoid punches like Floyd, you're doing the same thing.
Floyd was so physically gifted, but he also, they say, worked. Like his
Insane work
training.
ethic.
His training is insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
Super interesting. What can you do? Listen, man.
I want to apologize for this episode.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, I don't know. We covered a lot of ground. But you know
I'm not
what?
going to talk about my frustration. Listen, I'll tell you what. I can't move like Manny Pacquiao, but I want to be safe at home. I'll tell you this right now. Someone comes to my door, I'm not sitting in the pocket and trading with the guy
Why?
because I want to see what I'm
Well,
working with.
what choice you have? You got to look through your peephole and you got to open the door. What's
No.
wrong?
What if I told you there's a device?
What
there's
device?
A device where I can see,
See
where I
what,
can
dude?
always see people at my door, man.
Oh, you mean I could be in Costa Rica and look at my phone and I could see who's at my front door?
Yeah.
Do you know that, like, I think it's some crazy number, but like almost like 90% of all burglaries happen where the burglar knocks on your door to
Not
see
anymore.
if you're home?
At ring.com. You always home. You always home. You
You're
never
always
gone.
home. You're always home, especially this time of year, man. You get packages sent to the house for holidays. Ring.com, you can talk to delivery people. You can talk to them.
Me and my brother
It's
talked to
not
my
just
dad.
you don't just see them. You can talk to them. Keep an eye on your package. If somebody with sticky fingers wants to come over and steal your package, got sticky fingers.
Not on my watch.
Not on my watch.
Ring.com.
Oh, I got my phone. If someone tries to mess with it, you get an instant alert and HD video of the whole thing.
All from your phone.
HD stands for high definition.
Easy
Oh, yeah.
installation right at your door.
Yeah.
Easy to use.
Yeah, you could pay your neighbor to watch.
Nah,
You
they
could
get
do it.
expensive. You could hire a baboon just to sit there. Not a lot of people are going to come up to your door dropping off packages.
It takes minutes to install.
Or you
just so
could get
know.
Time Magazine's 2014 top 50 gadgets of the year. What do you think of that?
Well, not a bad thing to buy for somebody for
Kind of a nice gift.
for Christmas.
Yeah, Chris Moss.
And I'll tell you what, you get free expedited FedEx shipping when you go to ring.com/fighter. That's ring.com/fighter. With ring.com, you always home.
You home. Ring.com/fighter.
You home.
Fan questions.
Fan questions. Fan questions.
All right, first fan question. What's next for the fighter and the kid? Since you always say you never want to be not trying something new. What's on the horizon?
Well, first week of December, we start shooting these Fighter and the Kid 3D episodes.
I'm so excited
That's the
about
next
that.
progression.
That's a big thing
We
for
got
us.
some bangers.
Yeah. Our goal is to try to do things visually that you haven't seen before. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, we wrote out a bunch of them. They're so funny. I can't wait to start shooting these things. And then we have the West Coast tour coming up in January.
Yeah.
And then, it goes West Coast, Midwest, East Coast, international. That's the plan, man.
I'll tell you something. Every time we sit down, when I think we have to do a podcast, I worry that we're going to run out of shit to say, and
Really?
we don't.
Never.
And we never do.
No, I'm more worried about you two being unprepared.
What do you mean?
Well, with the drop of knowledge of current events. That's
Hey,
my
man,
biggest
I
worry.
can't control what's going on in the world.
We don't want to do this here. Yeah, so, we're always working, man.
Yeah. I didn't think that my dropping knowledge was that bad. I just read some stats. That's all. I didn't want
No,
to
I didn't think it was bad.
Yeah.
Just took you 30 minutes.
It took us a little long.
Yeah, I think if you had it ready to go, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
We'll figure that out, though.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
We'll tighten it up.
Yeah, what can you do?
Tighten
man?
it up a little bit.
One out of many.
What's the next question?
Next question is, when is Big Brown getting a new tat to signify this new chapter in his life? The retirement, success of the show, and baby on the way.
Might have already
Also,
done it.
Did he ditch the idea of making his hair platinum?
The platinum hair, no, I'm still down to do it. It's tough, man. I got a new gig coming up. My brother's wedding, you know, the holidays. You can't be that dumbass with your hair colored. I'd love to do it, and I got the best guy, but, oh, man, it's tough. I want to do it.
You don't have to do it, though, you know?
You know what? I went check off with you, for style,
I don't like the way you're fucking looking me up
I
and down,
definitely
bro.
can't.
Don't do
I definitely,
that.
you know what?
That's annoying
Hey,
that you just did it. You went.
I just did a whole
looked me-
check down.
You did a
just-
whole check down on me.
You know what? Before I do
Damn
something
it.
fashion, the first thing that comes to mind is not, man, I wonder what Bryan would
What
think
would
of
Bryan do?
with the with the hair.
WBD.
Dude, with my hair, I did think, God, Rogan and Bryan are not gonna let up on this if I dye my hair
If you dye your hair kind of blue-gray.
platinum. Yeah,
Yeah, I just would be like.
I think you'd get over it after about a week, and then we'd be fine.
I still think you look better with a shaved head, frankly. I like you with a shaved head.
Shaved head's tough, man.
Why? It's not tough. You have a good body for it, good head for
You know
it.
what? I've had it for so many years. I like a little style. In my
Boy,
hair.
if I had your hairline, I'd shave the shit out of it and not worry about it.
If you had my hair, you for sure wouldn't shave it.
I-
If you had a nice set of hair, you
Well-
for sure wouldn't shave it.
Well, I am literally actively watching this shit fall out. It's a problem.
Are you not doing Propecia
I
anymore?
am, but I forgot my pills when I went to San Antonio, and I feel like I got balder.
You got to stay on it, huh?
Got to stay on it, bro. And apparently it stops working after a while. It's going to be a bad
Dude,
day.
I've heard it's so bad for you. Everyone
Really?
tells me how bad Propecia is. Ask
Really?
Rogan about it.
Nah.
You're the only guy who's for it. I talked to Wes, Jen's husband.
Really?
Yeah.
What do they say about it?
All these bad side effects, man.
Oh, man, my dick could fucking cut a diamond right now.
There's just a lot of bad stuff. And not to mention, it ain't working. I don't know if you know this. It's really not working. We got to think about some other things here, man.
Hey, dude.
What about, people say TRT grows your hair thicker.
Oh, it 100% doesn't. Testosterone will actually make you lose your hair.
I don't think so.
Well, I do know that.
Well, no, if you have if you have too much testosterone.
One of the side effects of that is just you just lose your hair. If I went on TRT, it'd be a bad situation.
I probably agree.
Yeah. I'm just going to lose my hair in a shitty way. It's just going to get thinner and thinner, and I'm not okay with it.
Hey, science, let's go here, man.
Hey, science, man, can you clone some
Wait,
hair?
you can clone a fucking nice flaming
hamburger.
young, but you can't clone my bro's hair here?
Unbelievable. I guess I can't get color into the hair yet. It stays
Even all
super
gray,
white.
if it was thick, would be sick. You look like Anderson Cooper.
I don't know, man. I don't want to be super bold.
Then just to do it with you, I'd dye my hair gray with you.
Yeah, I don't want to be a silver fox just yet. It's better than being bald up top and thick on the sides.
Yeah.
What do you think? I should go on to the knife again and get another hair transplant.
I've seen it work for other people. Why didn't it work for you?
Well,
Why not get a
because
wig, bro?
Nothing really works, dude.
Why not a wig?
I'm not fucking Don't ever say that again.
I love it.
You say that again, I'm going to grab your tits.
You know I want you to get a wig, though.
Don't. I'll grab your tits, bro.
Get away. Ah! Ah!
Man, don't say
Ah!
that shit, dude.
Sorry.
Grab your tits.
All right, what else you got, Ev?
So what's the deal with the new tat? Or
I haven't even thought about it. I mean, I'm fully sleeved on one arm. I get enough weird looks with that. I'd be down for a new tat. I haven't thought of anything, though. I'm sure I'll get more.
You'll
I haven't
get
thought of
some.
anything,
You
though.
get some.
I'm sure. You got to get one when we get to 10 million downloads. Remember that?
If we get to $10 million, I will so gladly get a tattoo.
Dude, you know you're going to have to.
What do I get, though?
We'll figure out at 10 minutes. Yeah, I'll probably get one with you once we get to 10 mil.
Yeah. Where would I get it? On my back?
On your neck.
Oh, my neck. Should I get it on the lower spine? I'll be 53.
Tramp stamp would be sick at 53.
Oh, yeah. Tramp stamp on my back.
What do you got, Ev?
And then join a swing club. Just be dirty. My buddy's brother was a swinger, and he's got a piece on him, and he's got a good body. And guys would be like, I want you to come over and fuck my wife. So my buddy goes to his brother, he goes, well, I'm going. I gotta go bang this guy's wife. And he goes, oh yeah. And he had bacon. He had 2 things of bacon, and a gun on him. And he goes, why do you have a gun and 2 things? He goes, I'm bringing bacon over. The guy you're supposed to bring something over, and some people bring wine. I'm bringing bacon.
A gift.
Yeah. And he goes, why are you packing the gun? He goes, you never fucking know, bro.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What else you got, Ev?
All right, next one. My wife and I have just left pretty well-paying jobs as we realized that our work was making us both miserable. What were the worst jobs you've had, and what advice would you give for job interviews?
I think job interviews are a good way to do job interviews is show the person that you're good at solving problems and try to isolate maybe in some ways why you think you would be qualified and asset, why you would add value to this particular company. No?
Maybe. Or is that what everyone else is going to do?
Shit.
Is that the cookie cutter answer?
Well,
Did you meet with Microsoft before you came in here?
I don't know. I think it's good to
I think you got to show how you're different, show how you're creative, ask them questions. I think you dress well, smell good. They say wear maybe lavender or smell lavender. It's trustworthy.
Dressing well means a lot. Like don't come in
yes.
looking like a slob, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna
well.
judge the shit out of you if your nails are long and dirty, and if you're wearing some shitty tie. I think we do that. Human beings judge.
Yeah, maybe do a little research about them so you can talk to them about more than the job. Try and relate to them as a human, not just this, so they think of you different when they look at all the other interviews.
You know what the trick is? That my friend I don't know the guy, but his mother, kid kept going in. He was Puerto Rican. Kept going in to get a job, and nobody would hire him. It's like, I'm Puerto Rican. And people were like, and his mother was like, look, they're not going to hire you. You're Puerto Rican. So his mother, this smart woman, went out and bought him a pair of glasses. And he put on a pair of glasses. And he got...
Changed the game.
That changed the whole game. He got 3 job offers in one day.
Dang.
And a pair of glasses can sometimes make you appear intelligent, like a reader.
Smell, the way you
they
look.
They take you seriously. So if
man.
you're buttoned down and you look good and you got a nice tailored suit with a pair of glasses, I would recommend doing that.
A little humor goes a long way too.
Hell
Try and
yeah.
relate to him on a regular common.
Look
theme.
around, look at his office, and ask him a question. Tell him, get him talking about a sport.
And if you try and make him laugh and he's a prick, you don't work there anyways.
Yeah,
it's a good indicator. All right, what else you got, Ev?
All right, next one. I'm getting a fighter in the kid tattoo because I'm an idiot. The crazier, the better. How would you guys design the FATK piece?
I'm impressed, brother. I'm impressed you're getting a fighter in the kid tattoo. Because I'm 48, I'm gonna tell you not to. You're gonna tell him to. It's awesome, but
I mean, well, if you're gonna do it, he's probably already made his mind up. So I'd go with something classy, like our circular "Find the Kid" tattoo.
I love that.
It's
logo.
a good logo.
I'll tell you this. If I get a tattoo, it might just be that.
You might have to go with the old school F and K with the stars, the circular logo.
Lift your shield.
Don't get lift your shield. You get cock crazy on your back.
I'm cock crazy.
You just get a zebra with a branded F and K on them. That'd be sick. Good luck, man. Keep us posted. For sure, Instagram that.
Yeah, Instagram that. I want to see that.
So you can see it.
That's
what else
impressive.
Have? Jesus. One more.
A tattoo. I love that he goes, I'm going to get a tattoo because I'm an idiot. God bless you.
All right, we got 2 good ones here. Do you want to do both?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. What was the worst thing you did as a child and got caught for? I'm talking 13 and down. Juvenile stuff, but at the time you thought it was for sure.
Set my
death
legs on
sentence.
fire.
You set your legs
Playing
on fire?
with gasoline, and I set my legs on fire. Yep. And I set my friend's legs on fire. We both looked down and we were like, my legs are on fire. And he was like, mine too. Yep. I was pouring gasoline down the driveway in Saudi Arabia, and I was lighting it on fire. And I caught myself.
You a terrorist? Why were you
Yeah.
guys playing with the gasoline and fire?
Because we were boys.
How old
we
were you?
were 12 and we were bored.
You had nothing to do. You're just in this desert.
I remember my father goes, "I catch you playing with gasoline again. You've never seen me mad," or something like that.
Whatever, Dad.
Yeah, gasoline. Not a good idea.
I didn't do anything too bad. I remember my dad had his emergency brake on in his Ford Bronco. It was like an 85 or 86 Ford Bronco, Eddie Bauer edition. Thing was sick. And my dad ran into the store. He left it in the emergency lane and ran into Safeway to grab something. That's the supermarket in Denver. And I remember I got in the driving, like we were in the back, me and brother were in the back, and I jumped in front, and I was like, "Oh, look, I'm Dad," like joke around. And I was like, "Eh," and I released the parking brake, and it started rolling back.
Oh, shit.
Rolling back. My brother goes, "Oh, shit." We were young. He jumps out and grabs my dad. My dad comes running out. He had these tight-ass jeans on. Came running out.
Oh, Jesus, that scares me.
Bumps me out of the way, and there's an old lady. It's
Oh,
like
my
about
God.
to run into a post office. It's like slowly going to the post office. You know, in Austin Powers, where he's in the cart, and the guy's like, "No!" And it's
Oh, my
like about
God.
to run him
That shit
over.
scares the
That's
shit
how
out
it was with this old lady. So my dad runs. He can't get it to stop, so he just comes behind it and fucking He-Manned it and stopped it.
Damn it.
And it was about to hit this old lady.
God damn, that scares me.
Brennan killed a guy. Almost. That's probably my dad got in and yelled at me so bad.
Yeah. One time I was a Weeblo or a Boy Scout, and we were making decoy ducks, and there were these brownies, and we were starving, and they had made brownies for the whole troop to eat after. And me and the guy's son, who was the scout leader,
What was his name?
I don't fucking know.
Fuck.
We ate all the brownies,
Oh, man, that's fucked up.
and his dad goes, his name was Bill. Bill, did you eat all the fucking brownies? And I'd never heard the word fuck.
You know, shit.
And we were like, "Oh no, yes."
So scared.
Yes, I was so afraid. I thought it was the end of the world. "You ate all those fucking brownies!" Screaming. He ran after us.
I didn't do anything too bad as a kid, man. I remember I thought it was funny. There was some kid in elementary. I think I've told a story before. I can't remember. In elementary at Virginia Court Elementary School, my friend Brandon, when he was the kid who peed, he put his pants all the way down like
Oh,
a fucking
what a-
psycho. And so he put his pants all the way down, and I would grab him and shake him while he's peeing. I thought it was funny. Shake him, and piss would get all over the wall. Well, then, like 2 days later, apparently some kid was fucking doing it all the time. Because there's, the PA meetings in the morning, they over the announcement, like, if anyone has information leading to whoever is urinating all over the boys' bathroom, please come to the office at blah, blah, blah right now. And I was like, God, someone really has an issue. So then I didn't even think of it being a dumbass. We go to the bathroom like 10 minutes after that. My buddy's taking piss again. I go, "Hey," and I start grabbing his shoulder.
Oh,
He starts
fuck.
pissing everywhere. A teacher walks in. Oh, we got him. I'm like, huh? Yeah. Big Brown got pinned with the piss
Oh,
kid.
boy.
Yeah.
We
The
had a
teacher's
guy-
like, "What are you doing?"
We had a guy in my boarding school in Massachusetts, and I went to boarding school because my family was still overseas, and that means you live at that school.
Ugh.
And there were, I don't know how many kids. I wonder how many people were at Northfield, Mount Hermon. Probably 1,800. I can't remember how many. It was a huge school. And some dude on both campuses, it was 2 campuses, some dude was taking shits on top of the toilet. Not on the seat, but on top, where you flush, right on top. A big old poo.
That's some effort.
And
man.
he was writing "The Mad Shitter Strikes Again."
I love this guy.
And we had school meetings about it and everything else. It was an issue.
For at Virginia Court, the piss bandit was alive and well, and I took the fucking heat for it.
Did you see what I tweeted last night? I'm at the bar, and I'm with a group of people who came to my show, and they come every time I go to San Antonio. They come every time. My buddy Ed Botello, and his whole crew, his whole posse. And there was this girl, pretty girl, well dressed. She was probably 30, and she goes, I couldn't believe it. She goes, "I had a one-night stand, and I was with this guy, and he left. He just left, and he left me $80 like I was a whore. So I took a shit on the pillow right next to the money, and I left it there." And
man.
she went right to her drink, and I went, "Can you please say that again? You took a shit next to the pillow?" She goes, "Yep, I took a shit, and I left on the pillow." I was like, I don't really know what to say about this.
She's hot though.
She was very pretty. And I was just looking at her going, how are you telling us you took
It's
a shit in a
disappointing.
strange man's
Could there be
pillow?
anything less sexy?
Oh, my God. And it was a whole group, and they're all like, yeah, high-fiving. I was like, guys,
Oh,
that's incredible. That's commitment right there. Anyway, I said I'm tweeting it, and I did.
what else you got, Ev?
Last one is that 2 weeks ago, Bryan said that the Netflix thing would be sorted out.
Yeah.
And here we are.
So I heard from
no comedy
Netflix.
special.
I heard from Netflix.
Okay.
They will have an answer for me after Thanksgiving.
You lying?
Nope. Dead serious.
So 2 weeks later, they're like, my bad. Give us the Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to hate on you. Entertainment's a fucking beast.
You
It's
see
out
how
of-
long
it's
it
out of-
takes
It's out of
with your
control.
deal.
Oh, my God.
It's unbelievable.
It's been exhausting.
You just wait
So they're going to give you an answer. So it could
Yes.
be 2016 till you get an answer?
after Thanksgiving. So no, it'll be shortly after Thanksgiving. That's when I'll get an answer. And it's good news. So we'll see what
Is
happens.
it good news? Or is it
Yeah.
the same news?
I don't know.
Trying to honey dick us?
No, it's good news because it'll mean either they want to shoot they want to reshoot it, or buy that I shot and license it. And I'll be in limbo till then.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Now,
And if I have to reshoot it,
can you release that on your
it's
own?
gonna be tough. Eventually, yeah. Yeah.
The hype is gone.
Can you get your pinky out of your fucking mouth?
Doesn't it look like I'm thinking?
Yeah.
The hype is gone. on
Hey,
your
guys.
special. Hey guys, Brian special
Speaking of Thanksgiving,
ain't happening.
Speaking of Thanksgiving and me being funny, Wise Guys, Friday, Saturday after Thanksgiving. Wise Guys, 28th, 29th.
Where's that at?
Wise Guys is in Salt Lake City,
Yeah,
Utah.
that's probably important, huh? A
Salt
lot of
Lake
Wise
City,
Guys.
Utah. Come see me at Wise Guys.
Man, we have another live Fire and the Kids show at Ontario
Very sold
Improv, and it is sold out. But whoever's coming, love to see you guys. We will have Fire and the Kid live teas for you guys. Special K will be there. Obviously, Brian the Kid and myself will be there. Otherwise, there would be no show. The West Coast Tour, TFATK.com. They're going fast. San Francisco, Sacramento, both sold out. I think there might be 2 or 3 tickets left.
Some more tickets left for San Francisco, but barely.
Barely.
They're even talking about it. So sure, we're not going to do it.
Yeah, they want to release more tickets. And
that's
then Portland, Seattle, step your game up. Let's go. Those are the big ones. Those are the ones I'm focused on. Seattle, Portland, let's do this. We're about halfway. Let's sell this bitch out. And then Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Hotel. That's going to be so much fun. Things are going to get weird in Las Vegas after that show. And then
they're gonna get weird.
San Diego.
San Diego.
Let's do it.
San Diego.
West Coast Tour. Tickets
What
going fast.
House of Blues in San Diego, right?
Yes,
Yes,
correct.
House of Blues in San Diego.
TFATK.com.
We should actually tell them where in Seattle. You know, we're not giving these people specifics about where.
You don't
buy
have
tickets.
to. Yeah, it's really cool. You go to the website and you click on Seattle. Yep, that's why I just did it.
You go
Been
to
doing this for a while now.
FATK.
Yep. .com.
.com.
Click on the West Coast Tour at the top. You guys are figuring it out, obviously, because we're selling tickets. What else? Listen, this is the 100th episode. It's really more than 100 because we started doing this before we were at Fox, but it's the 100th episode at Fox.
Yeah.
It's been a good year. Listen, none of this happens without you guys, the fans. You guys, everything we ask, you guys get done. You guys tell your friends. That's why this show is growing at the rate it's growing.
amazing.
I can't thank you guys enough. Listen, I owe it all to you guys. I have a second career outside fighting. You guys have given me another lifeline, so I will always be in debt to you guys, and I love you guys.
Me too.
And I can't thank you
Me
enough.
too. It's taken on a whole life of its own. I didn't know podcasting would be this big a part of my life. And when I go out to my stand-up and I see all those people wearing our shirts, it's like I can't believe it.
I still can't believe it. But when we sell out shows, the live shows, I think people are lying to me.
It's literally a second career for me too, in a way.
Us both, my man.
Yeah.
We have a lifeline now, and this is all because of the Fire and Kid Army. We love you guys. Listen, we're trying to release more shows. We're trying to get bigger guests, and if the guest doesn't meet the requirement, we're not doing it anymore. We don't want to honey dick you guys. So while this is being released tonight at 5 p.m., the Fire and Kids special episode tee, Boom Boom Pow, the comic book vintage old school tee is being released tonight.
I love
It was
that
just,
shirt.
yeah, it was one of the most expensive shirts we've ever made. A lot went into it because there's so many colors. I wanted like an
You
old
went
school,
nuts. You went nuts with the artist and
Yeah.
trying to get exactly what you
old
wanted.
school vintage vibe. There's only 500 of them. We're never doing this again. This is only for the 100th episode. There's 500 of them. There's a gold Fire in the Kid logo on the sleeve. It's my favorite tee we've ever done.
Do you have one for me?
Oh, you brought one? I was going to tell you not to bring because if you want one, if you're going to wear it, we'll give it to you. But there's only 500
I'm
total.
going to wear one. And the problem is that when you release only 500, and I don't know about it, I have all my family members are like, I want a T-shirt.
We can't. Again, when they're this limited, they ain't getting one of these. There's only 500.
My wife bought 4. I was like, you bought 4 with my money instead of like telling Jay.
Yeah. Other shirts that aren't this limited, they can have them till they're blue in the face. But certain ones we just can't.
You're releasing
even
only 500. You're the purse master, dude.
Well, I'm the businessman. If it's up to you, give them to everyone for free.
I know. I'm bad. But wait, just 500.
Just 500. Limited edition. 100th episode only.
You have one for me? Medium.
Don't break it. Don't give it to them. Yes, we love you guys. West Coast Tour is up and running. Let's do this. This is the Fire in the Kid. We're out.